Hello, hello. Welcome back. Today's something completely different that we haven't messed with at all. We did Raiden Fighters a bit, and that was just following this game. But this game is much, much different. This is a whole nother thing. So this might not look like Toho 12, which is the next one we're working on. This also doesn't look like Sorcerer Striker. Those are the two games I'm currently working on right now. But I like watching replays, and I ran into a replay for this game that uses all of the weapons in the game, which we'll talk about why that's odd later on. So I thought, fuck it, we'll give this one a shot. This is a game that would take a really long time to learn, I suspect. But it's cool as fuck. And I'm like, it'd be a while to learn. I might not learn this one for a bit. I'm like, you know what? We're just gonna check it out. I got the replay, not the small bullets. They're not the worst bullets, but they are Raiden bullets. This is Seibu Kaihatsu, or yeah, Kaihatsu. This game, they're the Raiden people. You might notice this feels a lot like Raiden 2. So what's interesting with this game is for some reason I was under the impression for this game for a really long time that this one was like this was the prototype of Seibu's new engine that they would then use in Raiden 2 and DX, where they have like the sound goes crazy, the environments. You got like every time you blow something up, the debris goes everywhere. All of that debris, when it hits the water, splashes down. It's super fucking gorgeous. For some reason, I thought this game was the prototype for like that engine, and they're like, we'll make this game, and then we'll get comfy with it, and then we'll hit our main series. We'll hit them with the big Raiden 2. Because what's interesting is Raiden 1 is like a budget game. Like they didn't make any shmups before. There are other games, I can't even remember what they are. It was like a non-thing. And they worked with what they got, and they fucking nailed something in Raiden 1. There is something special about Raiden. Like, despite what you think about Toaplan style, there's something about that game feels good, and it's really hard to articulate. That period is so weird because everybody, like, Toaplan was the defined style right there. If you don't, you're cave zoomer. I mean, that's not a bad place to be. I do like... There's very few shmups I don't like, though. So I like traversing everything. So, like, if you don't know the Toaplan formula, they built them to be memorizers. They made your ship slow. It's got a big hitbox. There's fewer bullets on screen, but they're fairly fast. You have to memo things. This looks cool. This game is shockingly awesome. This game is so goddamn cool. So I'm like, even though I'm working on the other games, I'm like, fuck it, well, I want to just mess with this game. Because we found a cool-ass route that's going to make this thing really cool, I suspect. But like, they nailed something in Raiden 1. Like, everybody was trying to make their copy. Like, right after Raiden came out, Konami came out with their one. I can't remember off the top of my head. It's like a Trigun. Or Lightning Fighters, depending on the version. And like Air Duel came out for Irem. Everybody was trying to do a Toaplan style game. Just like their version of like Kikoku Tiger or like Flying Shark, whatever. Raiden, something about it. I suspect these games started getting weird. Or like getting way too out there. Something about Raiden was super simple where you could just walk up to it. For some reason, just shooting things felt good in Raiden. They didn't have like this type of an engine. They didn't have this engine, but something about it felt good to shoot. Something about the music felt good. The shots hitting things was satisfying. Shit blowing up was satisfying. So like, I suspect that's why Raiden popped. Because even if, like, nobody's fucking getting far in Raiden. It's the same thing with R-Type. People who don't play, yeah, the soundtrack is fucking awesome. I'm gonna talk about that. Even people who don't play R-Type, like people who are not in the shmup sphere, they know R-Type and they're like, yeah, R-Type, that shit's awesome. They probably didn't get past stage 2. Maybe they died in stage 1. They probably got walled on stage 2. But, like, they still have good impression of it because it feels good and it feels like a cool thing. Same thing with, like, an Ikaruga. Like, that's a game where you can not be in the know and also appreciate what you're seeing on it. You lost to Ben 1cc R-Type on Game Boy. Damn, it's a dog shit version? You can save spot the entire game. Do you just have, like, a corner that they didn't account for? Arcade R-Type scares you. I want to make a video on Arcade R-Type because it's, like, executionally really easy. It's shockingly easy game, but you can't die. So, like, you saw what happened in the last Toho stream, where my dumbass was like, we're gonna make this shit brain dead. And then we kept dropping runs to, like, one mistake. It's basically like that, where, it's really easy once you memo it, and it's way slower than, like, a Toho thing where you could get clipped in places. But you cannot make a mistake in R-Type. Even if you can recover, you can't recover. Because your bits, you don't get them for, like, half the game. So if you die in the later half, you don't get them back unless you get RNG on the second to last boss. And then the whole last stage is, like, fucking crazy if you don't have 2 bits. So that's a weird game difficulty-wise, where it's like, I honestly think you should try it. Just to, like... Because it feels good, and you are really fucking strong in R-Type. Because your 4 spot is busted. It just blocks everything. Your whole risk of that game is running into walls, or the whole risk of that one is running into walls or just having enemies ram you. Like, actual bullets don't matter in R-Type. What up, Nightwing? Yeah, this one is, like, shockingly good. I suspect I'd like this one more than Raiden 2. I do like some Raiden 2. But, Raiden kicked off, and it's fucking everywhere. It's achieved, like, outside of shmup status. Everybody knows Raiden, everybody knows Ikaruga, everybody knows R-Type, who aren't in the know. I've known about Raiden way before shmupping. They built a whole new engine, and it's really gorgeous. The sounds, while they're not, like, high fidelity, whenever you blow shit up, it feels really good. It feels really, really good blowing shit up in this game. It hit your local barcade? That's sick as fuck. I think this is an Autofire game. You gotta get used to hella tapping. This would be a hard one without Autofire, is what I'm guessing. Or maybe it might not be that bad. I've actually played this on CAD before. It's shown up at EVO a couple times, the big fighting game tournament, whatever, in Vegas. There's always been a Viper cab there, and I'm like, I don't know how to play. I'm not jumping into a Viper game blind. But you can have a lot of fun on the first 2 stages. I'm pretty sure I got to stage 3 or 4 and then game over. Just, like, messing around on it. On some cab in between tournament bracket. So, I was talking, for some reason I thought this was, like, the demo for Raiden 2. For them to, like, refine it, and then they hit with, like, Raiden 2. Turns out this game is 95, and fucking Raiden 2... Raiden 2 is 93. So I don't know where I got that idea. It was Raiden 2 in 93. It was Raiden DX, which was their whole added a novice mode, added shit, changed things with the scoring, changed some other things for Raiden DX. And then bam, Raiden Viper Phase 1, and then that's the end of Seibu Kaihatsu's, like, Toaplan arc. If Raiden is, like, the Toaplan arc perfected, this is the final one in that version of those games. Because then they go on to Raiden Fighters, and Raiden Fighters is like a whole thing. It is a very, very different genre than, like, the Toaplan style. In a good way. Want to do Raiden Fighters 2. 1 was shockingly hard. 2 looks super cool. I want to play 2 for somewhat score. But this game, there's a new version. You see there, it says new version. I didn't know the differences, so, like, 2 minutes before I hit turn stream on, I looked over here and found the differences. They seem absolutely balanced around Autofire, but until DX never had it as a stock feature. Does DX have stock Autofire? That's like a big deal. Yeah, US arcades, I have never seen a US arcade with Autofire on it. Rhyme Fighters 2 is your favorite of the three? I suspect that would be mine too. It seems really good. It's on button 3, thank God. Because the very few shmups that we have locally around here that aren't by like our dudes who have like whole ass arcades in their backyards. It's sick as fuck. Just at like random nickelcades or whatever. We'll be like, alright, you could play Raiden without Autofire on HAP buttons. Have you guys used HAP buttons before? These are like Sama buttons. These are like, if you play a fighting game, these are the ones you expect, the standard Japanese ones. You play on a Japanese cab, it's probably Sama buttons. HAP buttons. Man, do I have HAP buttons laying around? I don't know if I could grab them. My first cab I made was had HAP controllers because HAP was the tournament. It was like professional, real arcade. And my God, Circle Gate, giant ass sticks that were heavy as fuck. And the buttons, they're micro switched. These aren't micro switched, but they take a while to mash. The conversations had with Autofire, yeah, it's a whole thing. What up, Fudio? What you guys doing? Oh man, I need to do R-Type 3. So watching Fudio made a R-Type 3 video for the tool. That shit is a cool-ass game. Yeah, Autofire. I'm a super Autofire believer. There are so few circumstances where I won't be an Autofire enjoyer. Like, I can only think of, like, 2 off the top of my head. Like, one of them is maybe Carrier Airwing the Autofire to shoplift all of the items, so you get every single item for every stage. Maybe that's a bit much, but it's good for the scoring runs, so it's like I might do it anyway. Just cleared Damaku. Oh, I didn't see the video, but I saw that. I'm like, no wonder this dude's got us covered on the Shmup Stage 1 quiz for all the Damaku Unlimited stuff. I'm like, he's clearing it right now. I need to check that out, because I don't know shit about Damaku Unlimited. I've, like, played, like, a credit of it before I knew Shmups. I have, like, 2 on... I haven't even touched 3. Those would be cool. Rayforce 30 Hz melt stuff. I'm a believer in Rayforce 30 Hz. Like, dude, all the fucking replays use it. All the people who are serious are using it. I actually don't mind people who don't use it. That's totally fine. Like, if you go look at, like Lord BBH has a shit ton of clears, obviously, if you've seen his channel. And he does no Autofire on anything. Which makes some games have a different dynamic. Like, Fire Barrel, Air Assault. Those games are way different if you don't have a fucking cheap-ass mega Autofire shot. Yeah, 4 being released soon. That's gonna be cool. I might hop on the train around then. Or maybe before. We'll see. Oh, there's so many games. This is a game that's been on the bucket list for a while that we're gonna fuck with because, like, I don't plan on grinding it out right now for the clear, but I wanna see it because I didn't think this game was an option for a bit, because to be honest, I saw the Actane Chinopolis video. It's like how to clear a hard game. It's a really good video. It's really long, and it's going over the steps on how to clear a game like this. And Chinopolis the whole time has like a montage of every part in the run he's died on, and it's like a fuck done. But I'm like, I get scared of things easily. I have to remember, like, okay, we've done hard shit before. And we kind of have a varied... most of the stuff on the channel's fucking Cave and Toho. But we've played a bunch of games. I'm like, we shouldn't let us not play a cool game because it might be spookier. Yeah, and Rayforce, you have to... Dude, I was like trying to figure that out because the replay I was copying was like killing shit way faster. I'm like, there's gotta be something here because Autofire's not doing jack shit. Going in the PCB to shut it off so you can turn on your own one is super... I get the argument people make in Rayforce for like, well, you gotta do all of this shit. But then it's like also there's shit like, you could consider like every Striker's 1999 run that uses X-36, the secret OP ship. They're like, well, you gotta go in the PCB and put the secret code for that. I'm like, I'm just doing shit. If there's Autofire available, I'm using it. It's good. It doesn't give you carpal tunnel. It doesn't feel terrible. That said, a game you would think that would be terrible without Autofire, but is perfectly fine, is R-Type. R-Type 1 of all things. We have a barcade where we ran our fighting game tournaments, and they put an R-Type cab right outside of the like venue spot where we would do our tournaments at. And they have the weirdest controls I've ever seen. It's like not hat button, but some like weird micro switch one. And it has this tiny dick stick with like, instead of like whatever size you normally get on like a stick like this, it was like tinier, heavier, super short movement. And instead of like a shaft like that, it was fucking tiny. You're like, moving around like this, and it oddly feels really good, like bizarrely good. It's the weirdest fucking stick I've ever used. Like, you might think it's like a Seimitsu one with the shorter shaft. No, I mean like, it's so tiny. It's so tiny, and the ball's tiny, but it feels like it works. It's super weird. Yeah, R-Type NA has the short sticks. Is that for all the cabs? I wasn't sure if they put it in, or if that's just the NA cabs, that's just the stick they used. Yeah, charge shot's a big deal. The weird thing though is I suspect that they do. You ever play like a Psycho game, or like you hit your shot button and you let go immediately? You're not getting one shot. You're getting like a micro stream and then it ends. I don't know if R-Type's like that, but if you mash at a decent pace in R-Type, it feels like you're using Autofire. Like, you blast a lot of shots. It's like shocking. I could be wrong on that. If you've played Metal Slug kind of feels like that too. Where if you're just like mashing on a shot with your pistol in Metal Slug, you shoot like really fucking fast. And I'm like, I don't feel like I'm mashing that fast. He's like going at it like crazy. It could just be me tripping. But I've cleared R-Type a couple times on cab just because they had it, and I'll be like, I'm like, I'm warmed up. I don't need casuals before bracket. I'll just clear R-Type real quick. That's it. So that one's weird. Like, even the second boss, which you need to speed kill if you're doing the strat where you sit right above it, even that you could kill it without Autofire. And even if you can't, yeah, the power-ups fire and burst. Like, you use a heavy machine gun and Metal Slug. But, like, even the normal pistol feels like you shoot fast. It might just be... It might not be anything in there. It might just be a feels thing. But oddly feels not bad. Metal Slug's really weird with Autofire because, or with and without Autofire, turning your hand like that feels very different from using Autofire and without. Autofire has a trap in that game where it's easy to accidentally suicide your Metal Slug when you're in it, because it's both buttons, and one of your buttons is grenade and the other is shot, so you're always holding shot, and you're holding down and chucking grenades out of your Metal Slug, which if you have Autofire on, you like tap down and chuck grenades, and then it's like triggering it's triggering you to jump out of your slug. There's some funny stuff with that. But man, where were we at? This game, very gray game, oddly really cool. Like, I have a weird thing about space aesthetics. When I think of space, it's not very interesting to me. But the things in space are interesting. So like this, I don't give a shit about. Going to stars or whatever in space, could not give a fuck about. The instant you add Gundam fucking or Halo, whatever, like colonies. Something about space colonies is the sickest fucking thing on the planet, and shmups have so many space colonies. They're everywhere, and it's awesome. And giant fleet battles will always be cool. We got tons of those in shmups. This game has both of those. And while this game is gray, the bullets are colored. They are small and fast, but they are colored. Your shot types are pretty colored. It like goes well with the gray background. I thought this shit would be dull, but it's not. Yeah, Rayforce has that in droves. Rayforce has that a whole lot. Ray Force is so fucking good game, man. That's such a good game. Oh, and then like oh, there's so many good shmups with space colonies. But the music too is oddly upbeat in this game. This music makes me happy, and I can't articulate it. I mean, the boss theme is like this. It feels like very much Raiden 2 boss theme. But there's something about this very slightly upbeat Japanese music that makes me happy. The only way I can articulate it is thinking like Sega Dreamcast? Monkey Ball? I guess something with Sega. Something this shit reminds me of. It just triggers happy hormones or whatever the fuck they're called. Something about it feels good. So like, this game, it's hard. I saw the Chinopolis video, which made it seem pretty spooky, because they're showing the montage of like dying in every 2 seconds in every place. But man, so look at the chat down there. You see that? That's not just there to show you a title screen of the game. That is a replay. This is from Kenzaki Shintaro. I probably butchered that. He's got so many runs, but this run is particularly good because this one uses all of the weapons. This is what got me interested. So if you've played Raiden 1, you have a spread shot, and then your only other weapon is your vertical blue laser. You use it on certain positions. There's like 1 or 2 places you switch to the blue laser to melt a boss, and then you instantly swap off it because the spread shots in these games with Autofire are just too good. You sit on enemies, you point blank them entirely with your entire spread, and the shot limit resets, so you just fucking murder them super fast. You hit everywhere on screen, which is so important because you do not have movement in these games. All of the Toaplan style, you cannot be on the left side of the screen, see an enemy come out of the right side, and just be like, I'll go over there. No, you need to have a shot on them early. Shit gets you get walled really easily in this game, and you can't like you can't micro in between things very well. Your hitbox is pretty big in these types of games. So you just stick with spread shot in Raiden 1. Raiden 2, same thing. The blue laser is just the blue laser. The purple laser is cool. It's the one that warps and wraps and homes. It's super cool. Use the spread shot instead for the most part. There's some sections, like there's that one boss. It's like the boat in the middle that moves upwards and comes down every now and then. There's a bunch of turrets. You'd like use purple laser, hit all the turrets on the side. But use the spread shot. It's too fucking strong with Autofire. It covers too much. Raiden 3, where they started making spread shot weaker. I don't know anything about Raiden 3, 4, or 5. Those would be a spot we'd have to jump into. Those are very different. I used to not like 3D games. Something about them felt weird for shmups. And then I actually started looking at them. And I'm like, nah, these are good. I'm like, I had this misconception for the longest time that PS1 games were like... And I can't be the only one who thought this way, but like when I think of the PS1 era, I more thought of the N64 era. And like shit just does not look good on the N64. Like early polygons on most of the N64 games I think look so bad. Like there's standouts, like obviously Mario 64 is pretty timeless. But for the most part, you toss like random ass N64 game, it's early polygons. Everybody when you talk about like the whole thing was like 3D is the future. Fuck 2D now. Everybody's interested in 3D, and all the early 3D was dog shit. So for the while, I just did not care about that era of games, because I'm like, we just went back to sprites anyway and everything. What up, Germinator? Raiden 4 is bullet wobble? Oh shit. As long as it's not like Blazing Lasers bullet wobble. But like, I went back, so I don't know jack shit about PS1. I go back to PS1, and goddamn, everybody's like, yeah, R-Type Delta was kind of early. It doesn't look that good. No, it looks good. That game looks so good. The aesthetic in that game is fucking tight. And I'm looking at all these other PS1 games. They all look fucking tight. There's a reason all the Steam games coming out nowadays are like PS1 style horror games with like low poly, because it's fucking tight. Even the sprite games on those are tight. I'm like so stoked to go through PS1 games because I just know jack shit. And then I like open up like early 3D games that look shockingly good. Or like PS1 JRPG pixel art's fucking incredible. Like Valkyria Profile's like one of my favorite looking games ever. Check out Alundra 1 and Alundra 2. Yo, speaking of Alundra 1, I just started playing that one. I started playing that before I knew about the unworking designs patch. Because fucking all the starter enemies take 900 hits and all the bosses take 9,000 hits. I started playing that because I wanted something like crosscode. It's pretty cool so far. But, man, where was I going with the 3D shit? I don't even know. I used to just not like 3D ones at all, and now I look back and I'm like, they're all good. Like, you look at even, like, Eshkatos, which is pretty simple. Everyone played for... Yeah! Dude, that's a huge thing, Ratan. It's like, everybody plays everything upscaled. So, like... Let's say, like, let's say, pull up the new HD version of R-Type Delta. Like, the new HD boosted. I think it looks so fucking bad because we have... It's the old textures, but just higher clarity since we have the higher resolution, but you can see how low texture resolution they are. And you can very clearly see the low poly count on there, so like the sharpness of everything stops being like a cool aesthetic, and it's just like, it feels, you have this such weird disconnect where like everything looks so clear and so bad, and it doesn't feel like how it should have looked, and it like, I cannot stand games like super boosted up. Like when I play if I'm like emulating like a R-Type Delta or something, I want it like exactly resolution it was before. Maybe even chuck CRT filter. Like PS1 games, like early 3D on like CRT shit like that looks fucking incredible. Even like cave pre-rendered shit looks really good on there. Random shmup years opened eyes to real PS1 bangers. Yeah, I don't know shit about the PS1, and there's like good ass shit on there that you just don't talk about because there's like a... It's part of my fault because I just stuck to like 90s games and then like fucking Cave and Toho. DOJ looks unbelievable on CRT Guess. Yeah, DOJ looks incredible on... The only reason I'm not using... You know what? We're gonna look at this real quick. You can't get shaders looking good for stream, which is literally the only reason I'm not using a CRT shader on here. But like, let me pull one up just to like... This shit looks so good. Strider 2. I gotta still clear Strider 1. It's pretty fast, I'm pretty sure. It's like a 15-hour game. Yo, I just had a flashback. I had a MAME... my dad got MAME on a laptop when I was like 6 years old or something. And I used to be terrified of the Strider opening, where the guy's like, you see the main villain pop up when the game opens up and boots up, and he's scrolling up the top of the screen, and he's like, ah, 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 ah. Or anytime he died. And I was horrified of that. So I had to like turn the game on and run away and then come back and then put the credit in. Same thing with Donkey Kong Country. Pre-rendered 3D was fucking terrifying game over screens. Man, I haven't thought about that in years. That's crazy. Let me think about what I'm doing. All right, where is shit's sideways? Oh, I'm fucking... Man, I haven't messed with these in so long. Where the fuck are RetroArt shaders? There they are. I have Autofire on, so we got to go over here. What's just like CRT Guess? I'm pretty sure that's a default. I don't remember if I'm GSL or Slang right now. Ugh. I'm on Slang. I just want to show, like, I used to hate CRT shaders. You have a bone to pick with Ray Storm because it drags your ship to the sides. Like, I know, like, Ray Force has some, like, since they have the depth, there's, like, a bit disconnect. Guest Advance, you gotta tweak it for Tate. I'll just toss, like, fuck it, we'll just toss some, like, this shit just works type of thing. I wonder how that appears on stream. It might not be bad, but, like, I'm a huge fucking fan of CRT shader. This isn't even, like... exactly the one I would want to be using, but I don't know. They got them really good. I used to hate them because for a while, CRT shaders weren't shaders. They just fucking put lines on the screen, like hard black lines. So I'm like, cool, I guess I'm just looking at the same game, except now half of it is black lines. Now, when you do want that kind of effect, a scanline effect, like they got it really good. They can emulate that well. All right, how do I turn this shit off? Unfortunately, I can't get shaders to look good on stream very well because it varies heavily based on how you're viewing it. If you're looking at your phone, it's going to be so different than like a 1080p screen or like a full screen 2K screen or a 4K screen. It's just like, we'll just do it here. Plus, I suspect it adds a frame of lag. It doesn't feel like it, to be honest, but that could just be because since shit's obscured a bit, it might hide it a little bit. But I do like me CRT stuff. I got this just because I wanted to play a bunch of RPGs with like proper ass. Like I played Chrono Trigger on there for the first time with CRT. It's such a gorgeous game. I want to learn pixel art just for the sake of learning pixel art, just to try to make like that type of era of shit. But anyway, this game, you see how it says new version on it? I did not know anything about what new version or old version is, so 2 minutes before I hit start streaming, I looked it up, and random forum thread says the original version had limited ammunition. It had the fucking early Psycho thing where you like, or like Sonic Wings thing, where you would run out of your max power and you have to repower up. Oh, that's like the worst part of early Psycho. Like it's so nice once in later Psycho they just got rid of that. Shouldn't add a frame, probably at single digit MS. Yeah, I like wasn't sure if it added any. People were like, well, it's gotta render the game and then spend another frame to put the thing on. I don't know how that shit works, but it didn't feel bad, so yeah, if it adds like 2 MS or something, that's totally fine. Maybe if you were using like whatever that reflective shit is, mega bezel or something that's like more intense. Maybe that adds more, I don't know. But old version of this game got rid of that shit. Now, once you pick up a weapon, you have it. They do less damage, but now you have it. You don't run out of rockets. Thank Christ. Yeah, imagine Jamers would... Yo, I do RetroArch for everything, because I saw Jamers being like, just fucking play it in RetroArch with Run Ahead. Dude, I was trying to play Sorcerer Striker on normal MAME, and it feels like all the Ryzen games are so laggy for some reason. I feel like I have to play them on RetroArch. Sonic Wings, a limited ammo, completely ruins some planes. It's a thing. Every time I've done a Sonic Wings game, I've had to route the power-ups so you pick them up so you're never, like, out. What's interesting is, like, Sonic Wings 1, if you're playing, like, the ship with, like, the curved lasers that go up, you would, like, specifically, like, you like, route whenever you shoot so you don't run out of ammo. Yeah, Preemptive Frames 1 is about what I stick on everything. Psycho games I could get away with too, and you won't get the warping on your character whenever you switch directions. I basically just pump it up until you see that, like, when you move and just see him, like, jarring and, like, rolling back. Yeah, is that Mau Mau? That one is, like... Yeah, that shit feels so bad when you run out of power. Gunbird is another one like that. You run out of, like a Marion and Gunbird goes from, like, shooting a couple stars to, like, you get full power and now you burst the bosses down, but if you don't route it right, and then you go in middle of the boss, you go from shooting your 6 stars to just not doing jack dick. I think that's the... Those give those games, you need to not die in those games ever. Oh yeah, so another thing in this game, the bomb deploy times. New version speeds up the bomb. It's still not a cave bomb. You don't hit the bomb button and you're invuln. They said it's the same speed as Raiden Fighter's bombs, which those come out like that, you can see. They come out, and then the bomb deletes bullets. It doesn't give you iframes, so you have to preemptively do it, but it is faster than, like, I'm pretty sure in Raiden it's gotta, like, it take forever. Turbo Force and Sonic Wings 3. You can pick the Turbo Force one. I didn't know that. I knew I did a run once in Sonic Wings 3 with the Rabiolepis ship, the like rabbit with the punches or something. I could be mixing up the punches with the Twinbee ship, but whatever the rabbit ship was. Dude, Turbo Force is a fucking funny game. And then apparently this new version has like Psycho medals where you need to pick them up when they're flashing. It's kind of hard to tell. Look at that right medal. It's like barely flashing and then it just stops flashing. In a Raiden like DX or whatever, I think just Raiden 2 and DX in general, they go like gray and then pop out for like a few frames and then they go down. It's in Sonic Wing Special with the same power down mechanic. Does Special have the power down mechanic? I guess they didn't change it until later Psycho. Yo, what up, Chiba? Got into Raiden DX. Yo, if you want sick shit in Raiden DX, go look up Mariscan. He made a... While Callus Cup was running Novice, Raiden DX as one of its games, he made a scoring guide. A good video. I made it to like stage 4 and then I moved on to other games. I need to go back and just do Novice Raiden DX, which sounds easy, but like, dear God. That said, Raidens get way more scary at the second half of the game. I haven't messed with Raiden because even though I actually enjoy this style of game, however, Raiden's like 50 minutes long to do everything. This game is not 50 minutes long. How long is this replay? That shit is 28 minutes. Pick them up right when they flash, after they pause flashing. Yeah, it seems pretty tight in this one. But when they pause flashing, so when it's the inverse. You pick them up when they're just frozen. It's a okay window. It's not like probably around the Psycho range for their medals. So we're fucking with this version. Basically, everybody who just got here, this is a game that is oddly really fucking cool. It's more spacey than Raiden 2. Like, Raiden 2 is mostly grounded until you go in later. Remember, this game somebody recommended. It's a good one. It's really hard, but the first stages aren't bad. Like, I went to an Evo and they'd always have a Phase 1 cap there. And I could get through the first couple stages not knowing what I'm doing. We were talking earlier, though, this is a Raiden game. Yeah, the explosions are chunky. Like, they're not high fidelity, but they're, like, meaty as fuck. Like, if you had a subwoofer or whatever. I don't have my speakers hooked up on here because I just do everything on headphone. But it'd be cool with, like, a subwoofer on here. Anyway, Raiden games, you basically just use the wide shot. You see these two shots here? Never see those. You are basically just using the wide shot. However, I linked in the description. This is Kenzaki Shintaro's run. Down here, this is going to be our replay of reference. This run tries to use all of the weapons. So this is a game where you also just spread shot for the whole game. However, what is that? We're using missiles. What the fuck? And then we're going through and we use the fucking... This is what I know Judge Spear for. This shot, this weapon is so fucking sick that we were willing to have it obscure the whole screen in Raiden Fighters 1 just because it feels so good. Bomb sounds so good. Hell it does. Welcome, Jin. This game too, it's so gray and it's space, but like... it's oddly gorgeous. It is like the best gray. But they use all the weapons. They do use spread at some point in time. Yeah, there's something... They hit some magical element with their design in the Raiden games. Like, shit looks and feels good, and I can't articulate why. It's weird, because you compare, like, the Konami... Like, Raiden came out, and then right after that, what do you call it? Trigun came out. And Trigun is like, it looks better than Raiden, I would think. It's subjective, because they're very different style. Yo, what up, Pearl? Yo, Pearl, I got a question. Yo, Mystic Square, what's the GOAT shot? I saw you could pick Mima in Mystic Square. I'm like, I didn't know she's a fucking playable character. Is she good? Or do people just play her because it's Mima? I'm like, I know everybody's like, bring back Mima. But like, is she actually the GOAT in that game? Or do you just pick Rainbow? Mima? Hell yeah. Green napalm gives a lot of chip. Maybe it's a big score here. SS Plus tier? Hell yeah. I'm pretty sure they got PC98 working on Mister. I want to try it out on CRT. That should be cool. Yo, what up, boy? One of the best Raiden games? Yeah, the best Raiden game is a not Raiden game. That's like my favorite R-Type game is Konami Says X. Struggle with visibility? Yeah, it's a thing. But it's so fucking sick looking anyway. But for the most part, this run doesn't use the... Like, it uses the green a lot, which is cool. I always found it funny that you're slow as fuck in this game, and then in Raiden Fighters, Judge Spear is, like, turbo fast. But I think that's because this is a spaceship, and then you scale it down to, like, on Earth, and of course it's going, like, light speed. PC98 on Mister. I'm pretty sure... I think so. I could be wrong, but, it'd be super cool to try PC98 shit on there. So we want to fuck with this run because it uses all the weapons and it doesn't feel like you're kneecapping yourself for doing so. RF2 Dark Swords borderline unplayable. Yeah, I wasn't too impressed with that one. The ship we would be doing because I just don't like the tiny dick ships. I don't like Fairy's okay. They're different enough than like the slave option ships. But like I watched Andrew 98's run with what's it called? The red one. That's red late. Flying Ray. That ship looks sick as fuck. It has everything I want in a ship. So if we do Fighters 2, that's the ship we'd be doing. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna just chuck a credit in here just to feel it out. And then we're gonna see what you actually do in this game. As well, I don't have this shit routed at all. And this isn't like, we're working on like Toho 12 and Sorcerer Striker. I just wanted to fuck with this game because it's cool as hell. Unusual to see this type of pixel art with so many frames of animation. Yeah, everything... Like, look at this background. Look at everything that blows up. The whole engine they use for this game in like 2 looks fucking incredible. And this is a good one. And I just avoided it for a while because I'm like, you just play Raiden, right? And it's just space background, except it's not. You go into so many bases and there's so many big battles. All right, we're gonna fuck with it. We're on Sorcerer Striker or Maho. Maho. I've done Sorcerer Striker with Cheetah. I want to play Bornum. Play Bornum and Maho. So I'm going through there and figuring out the differences. Like stage 2 boss is way meaner with his green bullets, where they can actually hit you. Like, where is, This is pretty good latency right now. I thought we'd have to feel it out. Look at all the dudes in the back. I'm a big fan of Bornum in every game he's in. To me, Bornum is the Iori Yagami of Rising. Or maybe he's not the #1 character in the game, but he's pretty damn good in fucking everything. Rank on Sorcerer is so much lower. I noticed the rank is a thing. Like a way more significant thing. We'd also be doing just the... Dude, shit feels good to shoot in this game. We'd be doing in Maho, just doing the 1-all. The 2-all seems miserable. Fucking losing your whole power. And things being generally scary. Like, I avoided this because it's gray. Let's pick something that's not... Let's pick missiles. I think that's what they started with. Like, usually this type of a shot feels really bad or feels really good because they're delayed in their hits. Either the missiles fucking chunk, so you're willing to wait for the delay, or they feel bad because they can't hit everything. Bat Rider Bornum's the most mid ship? Damn. I thought he is at least okay. I saw an English Bornum guide for Bat Rider. That was interesting. I was going to play Bornum, but I saw that guide, and I'm like, I'll pick one somebody... I don't think there's a shorty guide. I'd be doing a shorty one, since you already got Maria covered. And shorty's got like a really easy-ass route. Yeah, he's okay in a game with 6 super strong ships. Yeah. I've learned from fighting games that being decent is not good enough. They're like, oh, that character's fine. He's got some good things to it. All right, let me pick, Let me pick fucking Tekken. Let me pick Street Fighter 6 Ken. I don't actually know if he's still like #1 or anything right now. Oh. This first one's not bad. Something about these sounds makes me happy. Anything that reminds me of Gundam sounds. What a boink. It is going pretty good. We're playing a sick-ass game. Yo, Pearl, you know what I... Dude, you know what I did for Toho 11? I did a route of 11 that bombs literally every single part of the game. But it's routed so tightly that you literally cannot afford a resource anywhere. Like, it literally gets down to no resources. And, like, that shit was way harder than EOSD. Even though we didn't dodge literally any patterns in the game. I'm like, it took more attempts than, like, anything else I've done. That wasn't, like, the 2 walls. Yo, Tag T. Tag T be interesting. You clip that ending? Maybe I'll make a short of that today. That fucking ending was so goofy. Yeah, we did cheesy Reimu C run, where I didn't give myself enough time to actually learn the route. My fucking dumbass is like, I'm gonna suicide on the very last pattern of the game because I can time it out with the bombs getting like 4 bombs. And then I realized I got 4 heart pieces instead of an extra life by the end. That shit was... That was the worst stream. I got hard stuck stage 1. Man, that shit was funny. You know what, let's pick a cool weapon. This is what I mean by, like, the early game of this is not bad. Like, I remember playing this on Cab, and I'm like, I thought I'd be just murdered by not having memoed the first stages. But at least the first bit, you could get away with, like, just doing whatever. But, man... So for Toho 12, we're literally, like, I'm doing a good route. And I'm gonna spend time to actually learn that shit. Okay, but those barely ran out. We're gonna have to bomb, since microing through this would be hard. Our ship speed's kinda slow. On a Toho revisiting trip for Lunatic, I am also... Oh! There's the example of the giant hitbox. What's another one? We could pick a different weapon just to... Or whatever, we'll just pick more napalm. You can see why you kind of want... Why you'd usually default to wide. Like, this is what the... Oh, I guess we're picking laser now. 12B the hardest. Yeah, I'm routing it so far, and, like... It is not as bad as I thought it would be. However, there's some sections where, like, how you trigger the UFO spawns can, like, really fuck you if you fuck it up. Which I've been stressing over that. Like, I need to get that shit perfect. But since the run we're doing is not, like, super, we can always just bomb. Like, the route we're copying is a no-miss run. We can always just bomb if we fuck up a UFO thing and then run and pick up the right UFO. To keep the routing on point. At least that's what I tell myself. Power loss is real bad? Damn. I didn't think about power loss. That said, like, I'm copying the edamame run from, like, a couple months ago or something. I guess we'll kill these turrets so we don't have to think about them. We have just enough speed to get in the middle. Maybe we have to keep doing that. Let's plan a bomb. But, like the Kogasa fight, you literally bomb everything. The stage 3 fight, you literally bomb everything. But the stage routing's gonna be like a problem. You'll need the wide shot for like 99%. That's why this run is super interesting to me. So we're just chucking in a credit right now, but this is the run I put in the description. Barely uses the wide shot. It uses all of the shots at different points, which is why I'm interested. It's more interesting. And it didn't seem like it kneecaps you. Like, a section like this, I probably don't want laser on. You know, that's not too bad just because they're concentrated middle. We just gotta move up around that one that almost shot us from behind. But UFO's a game where if it goes south, it folds on you. I can see how that could be a thing. I'm gonna spend a lot of time learning that. Like, I just wanted to get subterranean animism out and, like, cheesed quickly. But, like, our Aya run, we just spent a day on, and it shows. Because I, like, kept dying in routing spots. And then, like, the Marissa run was just kind of a few days. So it's like, I'm like, fuck it, I'm putting more time into 12. That shit's a good-ass game. And it's hard. It'll be rewarding if we actually give it more than 2 minutes. And then we could go back to, like, 10 Desires where you hit trance and the whole game dies. I'm pretty excited for UFO. It's been really fun to route the stages on. Here's the wide, for example. This shit isn't powered up. Maybe we stick to one and then we'll swap to once we're... I guess we'll just do wide for now since shit's just good. And once it's powered up, if we even last that long, we'll fuck with the other ones at higher power. After 12 you get... yeah, after 12 you get a bunch of games where it's like 13 you melt. I remember specifically in the Chinopolis video, him talking about this section. That's the only section I remembered. So that's why this shit's a memo game. Because you don't have the movement to just react to them going, but we can route killing the enemies quickly. You have to kill enemies as they come in so they don't do shit. Or route movements for the ones who can. So for example, if you look at was that stage 3? Look at how this run handles a section like that. So he's baiting them up top. And moving down so when they do shoot, then we sweep across. That's a kind of routing you would do to handle sections like that. You pick up multiple of the same shot items. I think so. I don't actually know how this game works. I assume you pick up multiple. That's how Raiden works, I think. Yeah, Toho 13 just fucking explodes. 14, you pick Marissa, it fucking explodes. 15, you pick Sane, it fucking explodes. 16, you have Summer, or whatever season. So now that we mess with that a tiny bit now, we can actually learn what we want to be doing. How did I do that? Full screen, but pulled up the side thing. So this is... Let me make sure I mute this so they don't double. He powers up, picking up 7... Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Glad you're not playing old version. 20's a new tough one. Yeah, 20's a whole thing. 19's the versus game. Glad you're not playing old version. Yeah. I looked up right before, 2 minutes before hitting live, the old version versus new version. And fucking old version has your power-ups drop off. Oh god, they have ammo. That shit is always terrible. And worst bomb. Stage 1 is probably straightforward enough that we probably don't need to go in and route it super tight. At least for not right now. We probably just shoot shit. Stage 1 and 2 seem like you could just get your way through. Chip feels so good to shoot things in this game. I just want to know what weapon he picks for stage 1, and then that's pretty much all we need to think about. And then we'll fuck with 2 and 3. I want to see exactly how the difficulty is in this. He picked up missiles. So seem like a lot of coverage for low power. What lever do you use? I have a LS32. I had a 56 for a little bit, but it was a bit loud for me, and I like the shorter distance. Old version wouldn't be... You had 30? Yeah, that's jack shit. Yeah, that's a... I would not do old version. That shit is crazy. Sonic Wings 1 is like that, where you just run out instantly. Alright, so we're just missiling, and we don't need to route this shit. If we were doing runs, we would, just to guarantee it's smooth and consistent. But for this shit, alright, do we stick? Do we pick? Laser. The way the power-ups work is instead of them being random like Raiden or on a timer, they swoop side to side. Whenever they hit a side and slow down and then start to go the other way, that's when they swap. So they're easier than Kikoku Tiger, fucking Spaghetti-O, Whirlpool. Let me look. What do we do on the boss? I do like Raiden 2 and this boss is how they come in like this. You get an opening with the music. 56 tends to be too loose. It's still good, yeah, but I do like just straight 32 better. I haven't messed with 40 at all. Damn, that shit just died. Laser kind of melts. Literally just tapping. Alright, I'll do stage 1 real quick. We'll just scoot on to stage 2. Okay, I don't know if you can hear this, so I'm going to talk, so hopefully this picks up. You got to hear this coin. Do you hear that? Ah, it's beautiful. You probably didn't. Coin mechs make me happy. I used to think they were pointless, but there's something special about them. So we're just picking missile right away. I used to like model like arcade 1-up caps. You can hear it? Nice. And get like a cheap coin acceptor where it just falls down and then just lands in whatever bucket. The actual arcade like coin acceptor shit, it like has to travel down a whole Rube Goldberg machine, a whole ass contraption, and then it falls a whole skyscraper down to the bucket. It's so satisfying. Alright, we want missiles off you. I don't know if these are static or not. Like which power-up it appears first. I think in Raiden they're not, so you kind of have to give them a sec. I could be lying though. It's probably a per-game thing. Missiles seem to cover a lot. They do use missiles a ton, but they also use napalm a bunch in the run. Things just feel good. You know a game that felt really good that I wasn't expecting it to? Was fucking Gradius. Like, I thought Gradius would feel jank because some of your shots would, like, miss things or whatever. Or, like, your missiles come out at, like, an odd rate. Were we supposed to pick laser there? Maybe we get laser up here. You say power-ups were off. I don't see any P items. Oh, it's these things. I do not see laser. Gradius 1 is jank shit? I actually agree. I think Gradius 1 is super jank. I can't... It's just old enough to be bad. And I think Gradius... It's not bad, but, like... Gradius 2, in my opinion, is, like, the perfect, like, starting point of, like, old game, but it feels good. I was shocked, because I thought the missiles would feel so bad. Because the missiles just shoot at such a weird rate, and they miss shit. Or, like, your shots being, like, separated weirdly. Yeah, look how easy stage 1 is. That shit melted with laser. But, like, oh my god, shit just feels good to hit in that game. Like, I don't know what it is, but it turned me into a Gradius fan when I thought that would be my least favorite part. We're gonna save state here so we can see up here. Yeah, your laser in Gradius is like, you can see it in the new port they made where you see like the whole ass hitbox and you got this tiny pixel laser and shit's like... That said, yeah, I can't... There's something about Gradius 1, and especially Life Force, that I just cannot get around. Like, Salamander 1, something about it, just like... it's just like, there's something about it. There's something about... It's just slightly too low res to a point where it feels weirdly... You're like shooting pencil dick lasers, or like, things are like oddly weird. And then Gradius 2 hits, shit feels so good. It didn't feel good, though, until you beat the first stage. I feel like the first stage, like, feels awful. And then, like, by stage 2 and beyond, then it's like, okay, this feels awesome. Failed the load state. Okay, we save here so I could do 2. Let's peek at, like, what we want to do in 2. Seibu games are mad cool. They are super cool. You got into Raiden DX Novice. Oh, I was just saying earlier, if you're interested in Novice, go look up Mariscan. He made a Novice scoring guide for Raiden DX. When we're doing, like, Callus Cup. Everybody was scoring that one, so we made a guide for it. Trying to once you see Raiden 4. 4 looks cool. I have not played any of 3, 4, 5. I'd probably do fighters and then fuck with those, maybe. Alright, let's see. So we're stuck with laser. I think Seibu's cool. I hesitate to do them just because the Raiden games are so long. And the ending stages are fucking spooky, like once you go to space. But this shit is shorter. The music is incredible. Everything feels good. The sound's crazy. Every space trope that's a good thing in this game, that's like a good thing in shmups for backgrounds, is in this game. Despite it all being gray. I am a fan. Expert mode seems difficult. Yeah. The later stages of DX seem fucking crazy. That said, people talk about the training mode, the 12-minute stage with just one boss at the end. They say that's like a really good blind Toaplan style, like intro. I haven't messed with that at all. That'd be interesting to try, just to see what that's like. So we're hard stuck laser the whole time. Let me just peep at these big ships, how they handle them real quick. Because we just shoot them. What's the next weapon we pick up? We pick up missiles. So for stage 2, we stick laser the whole time. You'd like Novice if you haven't cleared it. I played it in Callus Cup. I didn't clear it because we had little time for a bunch, and I got distracted by Gokujo Parodius. I basically routed up till the last stage. I liked Raiden DX a whole lot. That game is super cool. That said, the scoring's kind of a pain in the ass, to be completely honest. Like, the metal timing is so precise. It does feel good, though. Alright, the only thing I'm learning that we don't really need to route this shit. We just need to pick up missiles when we can. DX training mode is fun. I need to mess with that. I see a lot of people play the PS1 version of it, too, for training mode. I don't know if that changes anything. Good intro to Raiden. That's the impression I got. Yeah, the metal timer is so crazy. Like, you compare, like, Gunbird 2 or, like, Strikers 3 to, like, the Raiden DX metal, where it just flashes for, like, I don't know the actual timing. I'm gonna guess, like, 3 or 4 frames. And you have a slow-ass ship. Alright, what do we do once we reach here? When did you swap napalm? We'll remember missile. We'll remember we came in here with laser. We swap the missile when that comes up. Then we swap the napalm. How do we handle the ship? This is why we're doing this run, because it uses all the weapons. And the weapons are really cool, even if you just want to pick wide shot the whole time. Alright, what is the weapon of choice? You just pick napalm to get it out of the way. So, we do kill the front 2 turrets. And then maybe our AoE is wide enough that you can just be in the middle while hitting the boss. Nah, we still have to peel off the sides to hit the turrets. Alright, we're gonna fuck with that. We'll just pick the visual vomit with napalm. It's less bad than Raiden Fighter's napalm. That shit obscures half the screen. And we still did it anyway, because it's so fucking sick. That said, I'm not gonna do Judge Spear in the other Raiden Fighters games. We need to do 2 sometime. I wanted to have like a guide for 2 made before the new Raiden collection came out. And then before I knew it, the Raiden collection came out. And was dog shit. Have you guys seen that? It's unbelievably bad. Let's check how you deal with those guys. I remember having to do that dodge before. The Raiden collection fucking runs fast. The colors are off. It's laggy. I'm like, dude, you're competing against emulation. We have Run Ahead and Retro Arch. You have to have, like... You better have, like, some god features. If you're competing against, like, I could just pull that shit up and it'll be a way better game. Alright, you see these blue guys right here? Maybe before, because we didn't have missiles yet. The CRT filter having artifacts. Yeah, I mean... Some games have had decent CRT filters without being horrible. They're so excited and shame it sucks. At least, like, we could just hop on, like, RetroArch or something. I didn't even know you could refund on Switch. Alright, what do? They just stream side to side. This is where you bite your tongue because you think Run Ahead is sus as hell. I don't blame you at all. I happily use it. However, the moment it becomes like this is where I'm like, okay, we can't do that. But like, there's some games where I would not play them without it, just because, like, there's so many Psycho games that are so dog shit laggy. It's crazy. That, like, I just would not want to play them, period. And having the Run Ahead turns it into... Like, this is an example... Wow, I don't even have it on. But I totally get not... Like, this is what happens if you go anywhere past 1 on, like, a bunch of games. Like, let's say I set it to 3, which is, like, absurd. Look at what happens to the game. Look at my ship. It, like, rolls back. The moment I see even a hint of, like, that kind of shit, this is where it's like, okay, that's just, like, fucking awful. But I will. This is peak gaming to some. I'm like, I'm an input lag crazy person. Like, I will do everything in my power for less input lag. But, like, if you put a replay up and it looks like this, I'm like, I don't know how you can look at this and not feel like you're playing, like, an online match with a horrible connection or something. It just looks and feels fucking awful. It's like, look at that movement. Hate the rubber band so much in replays. It's a thing. Like, most things with one, like here, I cannot see the rubber band too much here. Like, maybe it's a specific part. So, like, one for the most part, I'm fine with. And, like, you always have shit, like, you could put frame delay a bit or whatever, or fuck with these other things. Without it, like, killing the frame pace or whatever, but, like, Jesus, anything past 1 is where I'm like, That said, you know a game you can put past 1 and you can't even tell? Fucking Dragon Blaze. I'm pretty sure I had it on 3 and you could not tell. Because that shit is so laggy. Like, I kept trying to put Sorcerer Striker in MAME, because I know if you play in MAME, your frame pacing is gonna be fine. Like, that's the whole point of MAME, is that it just works. Like, it's how it's supposed to be. But, fucking, I can't handle the delay in that game. I have to cheat. That's... Alright, let's go to where we were at. We were picking up, like, Metal Slug has tons of startup frames. I don't remember what I had was messing with Metal Slug. Alright, so the first thing they did, the first weapon power-up was Missile, right? And then they swapped Napalm. Metal Slug's one we should stream sometime. Like, once you've routed the first 4 stages of Metal Slug, the whole game is basically stage 6 and, like, the very beginning of stage 5. In my opinion, for, like, the main killing points, like, once you've routed it. Maybe, like, stage 3 boss is kind of a dick sometimes, or there's, like, one jump on stage 3. Has a power-up shown up yet? Am I tripping? Run ahead with S-Spray causes him to glitch. What I found the solution to that is, if you find whatever the last, like, shmup arch was, it's old enough that it doesn't have that issue. We streamed an S-Raid clear, my first clear of that game, and then I'm like, I look back at it, and all the bullets just fucking teleport. You're fighting Gara's, like, first pattern, and it's just terrible. They, like, halfway through, they just warp. Was Missiles at this point? That was an oddly terrifying dodge. I guess the Missiles, you're hitting the Zakos on the sides, and handling them alone is fine. Try shmup mate build sometime. I think, doesn't that build, isn't it just for the, like, CV1K and, like, the later games where it's used for? Like, I remember the first shmup MAME, or the Coffee Pope one, like, would just run, like, CV1K. You try to stick another game in it, and it wasn't working. Woo! So for those ships, I'm gonna put a save state on those ships just to experiment with, like, what kind of dodging strategy we should have for those. But, like, didn't in the shmup MAME, like if you stick SDOJ in it, it'll work, but you stick, like, Donpachi or something and it wouldn't, because it's, like, just for those? Or is it now, like, it's just, you could run everything on that? Because I'd be interested to try. Woo! There's a Raiden bullet. I want to peep that real quick. There's your signature Raiden memo. This is where I'm interested in, like, if you try going for a clear of this game, you probably have to account for every goddamn Zako who could potentially go off screen like that. I guess we sit middle until it's a big group. Ooh, those go vertical. So let's look at how he handles that first one. I saw him sweep side to side, but I thought he did a cutback at some point. It's for this group specifically. So as soon as you see this first enemy, like these first two, that's when you'd go up to a side, so now you have all this room to kill one side, and that gives you room to kill the other. That's how you would handle that. There's way more support now. Acha. Yeah, DDP has that problem. But like the Shmup main build is old enough, or the Shmup Arch build, if you want to do it in Retro Arch, is old enough that it'll work. And you'll know it worked because there's no way fucking Electric Underground is releasing a version of his Shmup Arch settings without Dodonpachi working. Alright, so you see these enemies are blue, but as soon as we see the new enemy up ahead, you see these guys? That's when he moved up here, and then he started sweeping one of the sides. You see the second side didn't start shooting. Like, we could refine that more by going to the side faster, giving a bigger gap. But that's how you would handle that, I guess. It's great with Futari. God bless, because when I was trying to do the Mushi games and get them for save states before playing the Steam version that doesn't have save states, that shit was so unbelievably bad in lag. You'd get on the port and you're like, oh, thank God, I can move now. So we're gonna put a save state on one of these ships that has the more complicated pattern. I'll just put a state here so we don't have to keep watching the start over and over again. Futari God mode. Mushi original, and then Futari God mode, yeah. Like, I was doing it just for save states, but that shit was so... You know, we can easily move around whenever these are bad. I'm pretty sure I messed with it on Shmup MAME, and it was, like, pristine. Like, way, way more than, like, MAME from before. Like, game changer. Now we can actually save state that shit, and it's not miserable. So, like, I think if we don't have an obvious opening in the middle through these blue enemies, we probably just sneak the side. Since this enemy's here, we probably just dip on the left side at first. And then by the time that right enemy's there... We're just trying to right now get an initial feel at this game. I'm not concerned with getting everything perfect right now, otherwise we'd be like grinding every 5 seconds of a section over and over. I'm pretty sure he picked up Napalm here, did he? SDOJ Expert still has slowdown missing. Is it, so the new old Shmup MAME from like a couple months ago or something, I think that one was missing it, but there's like the new Shmup MAME, right? From like a week or two ago. I'm gonna put a state here for the boss so we can fuck with the boss. Like the new one is missing slowdown. As long as it's like better than before, I will be super happy with SDOJ. I want to play SDOJ Expert. I found a route that's super fucking cool with like what channel? I think STM. Does the Mars Matrix? Let's look at what you do once you get that wall there. Do you not need the trap patch thing for Mars Matrix anymore? Do you just chuck it in MAME, or do you rather do the trap thing still? Yeah, Futari got on MAME before is so laggy. But yeah, stick in Napalm. Sweep the sides. So we're looking at right here. Has it merged into it? Thank God, because I didn't want to figure that shit out. Mars Matrix looks incredibly cool. Omcol has a good replay of that game I would want to copy. I think Omcol put up a Futari Ultra run. I need to go look at that. I don't know if I'd ever do Futari Ultra. You know a hard game we might do? Not like a super, super hard one, but like a Ketsui Matsuri. Or Ketsui the... whatever the dev name's called. I missed where the wall came in. He did move off to the sides. Sorry, let me look at the wall real quick before I yap. There it is. Okay, you can micro. So Ketsui, the Ikeda version, has you play loop 2 immediately, but with no revenge bullets and scoring differences, and then you fight Doom at the end, the TLB. I'm like, oh, thank God. We can do like a 2-loop style game without fucking a first loop. I'm so tired of first loops. I'm so fucking tired of first loops, man. So seeing that, like that, Futari God mode and DFK strong style on Black Label has me super interested. Ketsui Matsuri, Bridge a Gap. I think it's a super good gap. Because it's not like you're not jumping into like the brutal 2-all shit immediately. Also. Because it's like it's missing the revenge bullets, but the actual pattern shit is still like second loop style. So it's like literally a perfect middle ground. And you can fight Doom without fucking needing to play the Earl loop. Jesus Christ, I will never do the Earl loop. That shit seems so goddamn miserable, it's crazy. I would never want to no miss, no bomb the first loop of Ketsui. That shit seems crazy. One of the first times you hear, I think, didn't the ROM get dumped or something? That's what I saw somewhere. Like the ROM got dumped for it. Like you could play it on the PS4 version, on like the M2 port. I just fucking got Samwa buttoned. So these tiny shots are ones that we get micro in between. Then you think it's dead by now. Like these ones here. As long as we're committed to one direction and we're not cutting back, then this aim shot shouldn't be a problem. Did we not kill it? It has been dumped? Okay, sick. It's so much easier. Yo, what up, Beth? Do it. Hella. The ran it through FB Neo. Dude, that's tight. That's one we'd want to do. Dude, that would be sick. I think I would honestly, though, I was looking for runs specifically for that mode. I might just learn the emote, like, second loop routing, just so I have that available, even if it doesn't make sense because it's designed around revenge bullets. Just to, like, so if you ever do emote, then we have experience in the route. Let me do that boss one more time, but less janky. The DS port. I haven't seen the DS port at all. Does it do the shit where it's like, it uses both screens as one screen, as like one long vertical screen? Is it that type of a thing? So we sit middle till the turrets come in, right? And then maybe we slip off for the turrets? Maybe we sit in the middle and the AoE from the napalm just naturally kills one of these turrets? It's a bit weird. Maybe it's best we just go kill the turrets. Boss doesn't seem bad so far. It's just microing these, which if we do tiny taps, then the aim shots don't matter. And our hitbox isn't that much of a problem. That said, we do need to cut through you. I'm curious. Let me look at that, because I felt like that was an easy dodge. Did I tap too far? Yeah, I tapped too far. You have a death label version? It's a rare one. Luckily, DSs are like turbo hackable and turbo emulatable. Is there a Ketsui flip phone version? Like there is a DOJ? That would be funny to look at. Can our napalm kill these turrets? They can. They only got one shot off. Will these other ones only get one shot off? Ooh, we probably want to kill them anyway, because by the point of... That's how we would mark when the pattern is that we have to micro through and get out of the middle. It would be whenever the second layer of turret shows up. It's the easiest flashcard. So do we... This game does do the Psycho thing where you have the Zakos come in during the boss. Do they come in on this section? So like now second one comes up. Alright. I'm trying to see how long we can sit middle before we actually have to... There is a flip phone version? That's fucking tight. I want to see... I want to do a video on the hibachis. But I need to see all the hibachis, so I gotta run through see what flip phone DOJ is like. Ooh, how do we plan for that? Because, okay, so we killed the first set of turrets. You tried the Mushi RPG but ran like shit? Damn. Is there Mushi RPG on flip phone or was that a different thing? I saw like a Mushi RPG got recovered. Okay, you dip off on the sides. Dip off on the sides. So the second turret's you're dipping off of and you're not dealing with the pain pattern. And then the pain pattern happens with no turrets. That's how he's dealing with it. Flip phone Katsui still... Haven't people figured out, like, how to emu that? I guess, are we destroying the side wings? I think we are. They're flashing? So maybe that's why we dip the sides too, because you're killing those, and now look, it's just this. So that's how you deal with that one. That one's for flip phones, but has audio problems. It seemed like those emulators have audio problems. I was watching like Macaw stream. That's why you can't bomb. Where should we be for? Like he's obviously doing more damage, so he skips to that point. If you just sit hard middle there instead of like streaming it when it's just a single stream. We'll just do this one more and look at next stage. And like the audio's all borked on the flip phone stuff. Okay, so we lean one side and we're doing damage to not only the turret but the side wing. Here's a turret up here. Now it's just a singular one. We'll sit in the middle so that when this happens we get easily have enough room to do this. We don't run out of space. That's how we don't get clipped there. Jesus Christ. Alright, we just gotta get through it once, and then we'll just peep at what, like, stage 3 might look like. Am I moving too fast or too slow through those? I might be tapping too much. But, Ketsui Matsuri is something I'm interested in. We just did DFK, so, like, I don't know if I want to do Black Label right away, but... Black Label is interesting to me with the context of after having done the normal game. Yeah, we're moving too much whenever we move around. We gotta take it cooler. I'm moving a lot because our speed is slow, but we just have to be cool. See, like that tiny taps were all it took. And now you should die pretty soon. What happens if you trigger the death sound, like the music kicks in, but you don't actually like shoot it? Like, do you just not get points? Here's how you test if the run ahead is making the game weird. I don't think it's rolling back at all. Interested in how Ketsui that one looks like? There's a bunch of replays, like a Shmup wiki has a section for it. Peg just uploaded both shot types on it. And it's interesting because you don't deal with the revenge bullets, but you still have the second loop stuff. Let's look at I need to know what weapons you use. I might still just learn a second loop route, like a mote route, just so like if I ever do want to fuck with the mote, then it's like easy to convert over. I was gonna do a mote, but there's no TLB at the end, so it feels like you'd still be like I want to fight Doom, because everybody says they're way better than the Hibachis, because the Hibachis are pretty bullshit on most of them. And Doom looks like he's got a little bit of bullshit, but like not a... There's no like DOJ Koryu and Flying Koryu that you have to get through. Or just DDP resource requirement. Sorry, I've been blind as fuck. He's just using napalm, and we'll go back if we eat shit somewhere. This big enemy, do we just sit on him and he dies? Yeah. When do we swap? From here on, we're just streaming cross. If I was alone, I'd be going by like literal 5 second by 5 second, but since we're just checking this shit out, I just want to see where the killing points are in each stage and how we handle them. So these you sit middle. Is there one in the middle that we're oriented on? He does go middle and then sweeps to the side. Let me just see this movement real quick. So you start in the middle, left. When he shoots, you go back middle and then you sweep out. So start middle, go left just to deal some damage on him so you kill all three of them. That's a thing. These you just kill on your own and they're good. This game doesn't have checkpoints, but I'm curious on the... I imagine power loss is probably pretty bad. And then this is this shit where you stay up top. We'll just get to that point and check out how it feels. We'll see if these Zakos are a threat or if we just sit middle. It seemed like in the replay that sitting middle's fine unless one sneaks behind. We learned from Ray Force how to fucking handle the one shooting you from behind like that. That game has so many Zakos that'll do that. They'll like stream them upwards. The music here makes me happy. So what is your guys' deal? Just easy dodge. Just take one out. Maybe you kill one before the others shoot. It's probably worth memoing once you're actually doing runs of the Zako wave so you don't have to do that upward movement. That could be a spot you could probably fuck up. He's still stuck napalm, right? Now let me state to where... This is that section we're just looking at, right? Up! We couldn't move down there. What up? Would you recommend arcade controller? Is it life-changing or is it cosmetic? It's technically a downgrade. If you want optimal, ultimately you play on whatever you want. But ultimately, if you want optimal, what you need is a keyboard. Or one of these. I will never tell somebody to switch to stick for shmups. I will tell them that if you want to learn something new, fucking learn this thing. This thing is broken as fuck. But it doesn't really matter that much, to be honest. Like, we've been doing Tohos on stick, and it's been fine. It's really just what you want to play on. There's shit tons of really good players on pad. A lot of people playing, like, M30s. There's a bunch of people on stick, because this shit's in arcade genre. There's a ton of people on keyboard, because A, it's good, and also, like, a lot of Toho people were on keyboard, or people emulating on PC on keyboard. I only play on here. I play, like, fighting games on stick, and even, like, games that aren't, like, arcade games or whatever on, like, Hitbox. I just play stick because I really enjoy how this shit looks. What was the part we died on? We didn't kill... We should probably be... You know our napalm actually covered a lot of distance there. So I didn't peel off to the left fast enough, and look what happens. That guy lived, but it didn't seem to be too big of a problem. Maybe we simplify the routing and you do something like this. Like, let's get to that part again. Maybe if we lean on the left, that deals with these guys. Because I don't know if they're tracked based off you. Here, let's look at this real quick. If I lean on the right, will they be spawning on the right? No, so we do want to lean on that side. And then, where's the big ships, these things? If we just sit middle, and then move off to the side, can we just let this guy die? And that would kill that one. What the route did was this, where they peeled left and then went back, and it would kill the right one. I guess that doesn't add any inconsistency because this shit's kind of easy. You know, you see the middle guy's shot? Let's see what happens if the middle guy actually gets a shot off. It's not the worst, but we want that shit to die. So maybe we just do this, and like we're fine with getting him on the back, because it leads us right here. Like a single one of these is fine. I don't think we need to micro that section a bit. I do want to fuck with this, though. When do you shoot? I'm gonna wait till you shoot again. You don't shoot, so they just shoot the one shot? Do they ever shoot again? No, they only shoot the one. That's a big deal. What's the name of the stickless pad? If you look up Hitbox, that's generally what these are. If you want a keyboard WASD, but with arcade buttons, it's called a mix box. If you want this one specifically, this is called the snack box. They're kind of expensive for what they are. I just got this because when you're at a fighting game tournament, you can literally tuck it under your arm and you don't need a backpack with a heavy-ass stick or anything. This shit actually legit fits in my pocket. I got it specifically because it's annoying having stuff around. What up, Lucas? We're messing around with the cool-ass game. We're just, like, checking out how the routing kind of is. We're not trying to get it pristine, but I have been curious because this is a hard game. I'm curious on, like, exactly how hard it is. Because I psyched myself out a lot on hard games. But we've done enough of hard games that, like, if a game is cool, we shouldn't let it being spooky scare us off doing something that feels cool. Alright, what's past here? Do we get to the boss past this point? Look at, even though everything's gray, like, look how it slopes down. Like, something, and then we get the... Man. I bet here we swap off a different shot, because look at the different angles we have to hit on these train cars. You know, these middle guys aren't nearly a problem. Boom, you see that shit from below. So let's see how they handle, Here, real quick, I'll do that, the spinny Zako section one more time. So they were baiting up, so the bullet gets dodged, and then all we have to do is tap down. How long can we keep this up? Like, do we just give ourselves enough room that we could just do this for the last big wave? Woo! Let's try tapping faster and seeing what happens. Like, these guys are easy, but, the ones at the end of the wave. Let's say we tap down. What in the fuck? Was that one from off screen? We're learning about Raiden real fast here, if that shit was from the left side of the screen. Alright, let's say once we hit this point, can we go? I was worried about that right one. That's something we'd have to grind out and just get really comfy with the behavior of it. So past this point, what do we actually want to do? Went off from Pollo to Shmups? Hell yeah. Pollo's freaking cool. I haven't ever tried learning how to properly grind out the puzzle games. On Ketsui and DDP, we were just talking about all the Met series stuff and DDP series. They're pretty good. We're, man, we're so close to having like a run in most of the DDP games. All we're missing is B-Storm. All we're missing is B-Storm, and then from then on, it's just like ranges and shit. Heard a lot of Raiden series fighters. Fighters is super fucking good. I think those are the best Seibu Kaihatsu games. We pick up Missile, by the way, there. You pick up Missile there. As soon as you get past these. I think the fighters are super peak. These are super cool. They do come with the caveats that you have to deal with Toaplan stuff, like off-screen shit shooting you, and like super memo because you're slow. But they feel super good. And something about, like, simple bullets is interesting. And look at that dodge they had to do. Let me look at this section one more time more closely, just to see how they deal with the rails. I think, honestly, they just sit middle, and because we picked Missile, it's fine. Anybody who just got here, we're doing a run where we actually don't pick the wide shot. That's why I was interested in trying this, because I'm curious if we're, like, kneecapping ourselves. Yo, look at that bottom left one. Look at that bottom left rail. Ah, this shit shoots right away. I guess if you're just moving left right away. We probably memo the rails. Where did we leave off on? Failed to load. We're stuck here. We gotta make another one. Let's see if we could get by these guys again. I'm gonna pay really close attention to near our hitbox, because I'm curious if we got hit by something from the left. So these spawn in. And oh! Okay, at that point, they're too close. We needed to have been doing the... This is where I suspect the difficulty's in, because if you watch a replay in this game, they kind of just... It's like, oh, you're just going in L. But there's a lot of little shit in these games that fucking annihilates you. It seems like just past that point, just doing the hard movement there. It didn't seem like they moved downwards. We'd have to check if they could. Let's just get a state here so we stop seeing that one. How? So at what point? There's the big enemies, right? The big ones pop up here. And we probably sit here. We're waiting for missile. Alright, how do we... Let me undo that. How do we... I'm curious if, like, we're still in the same NVRAM or whatever. So I don't know if the power-ups are just always going to be the same on this run. Or if they're always going to be slightly different. Here it was wide, then laser. Alright, where do you start? Do you start from middle? Doesn't work. So do we, for the big enemies... You are going from right to left, back to middle. I'll be honest, I wish MAME had a undo save state button. That's like my hugest pet peeve with MAME. It's like you accidentally hit like save state instead of load state, and now like whatever state you had is marked. DS fan or Death Smiles fan? So this was from the side. See, you kill the rails by doing that, and then by this time it's probably easy to pick up missile. I think we just play it cool with missile. Missile seems so good here. Nintendo DS fan? Acha. Yeah, like the Ketsui port thing. I tried to leave that rail off screen for as long as we could. Oh my god. Let's check out how you deal with the spinning enemies since we don't have the moving from the top side. Let me peep that real quick. So, sections ended, now spinning enemies. We commit to one side, and there's no other enemies, so we could just deal with them. Viper Phase 1, it's really fucking cool. It feels really good. We're even using all the wrong weapons. Shit feels really good still. I think I would prefer this over doing like a full run of DX. Well, there's missile, so that's gonna be a while. It does seem somewhat random, I guess. We gotta watch for the rail on the other side. Missile's probably after here. Alright, once we're past you guys, I bet wide shot just dumpsters this section, but the missile seems good enough, and it's satisfying. Alright, we need to memo you guys, and then we're gonna wait for that other one to get up high, so it doesn't shoot us right away. We probably route something like that. We're gonna lean on a side. So you shot twice, and then you stop shooting. I'll put one here so we don't get bored seeing that one section over and over. How do we handle you guys? Those guys seem fine. Those are like the least dangerous mid-sized enemies. Some MAME states, it's easily to quickly do something not careful in games with some, like, you mean like, I have the problem where if you don't do whole stages after you've done every section of a stage, I get stuck where it's like, you can do each individual section, but you don't know how they connect together. So then you don't know how to do them, because you don't know where to be at, and then you're like, oh fuck, that's the section we're on. This would be one where we'd have to, like, turbo grind out. Ooh, this is a problem section. Let's check out. How are we gonna deal with two sides at once? The other times it's just been one side. So he's moving up a bit. So we're down here. This section starts. He's kind of up. He's moving a lot up. I guess, look at that top left. If MAME lags. I've definitely made some shitty states where you have to do a quick dodge right after the state. So as soon as these guys happen, we're up top, and we're moving upwards, so we're still hitting that wave on the left. So the only thing we have to worry about are them ramming into us and the blue bullets. You stick missile. Past this point, you get laser, because that's the boss, and then... Look how long the bomb takes. That's one thing to get used to for these types of ones. Alright, let's see if we could do something vaguely similar. So this section's fine. Rare Raiden pattern you can dodge. Green enemies, if they get behind us, we'll move up. Alright, these guys. So we need to be up here faster, but that's the general idea. We seal like one end of them, and then we wait for missile. Luckily, these take a while to get down. Is L after W? Put one here. I want to check out the boss. This game, I get the feeling so far that it's going to take a lot of grinding out little tiny things to make sure you don't get clipped by Zakos in places. Like, there's a lot of invisible shit you don't see in the replay until you get your hands on it. I remember this watching a replay. They kind of just completely murder the middle. It reminds me of a 19XX boss where these constantly regenerate. We need to do 19XX sometime. That's one of the better Capcom games. We're just up, that's fine, right? Alright, let's check out. Is there anything past that phase? Wow, it fucking died. Alright, so you blow out both, you're sitting middle. Sitting middle. We're really up close. I assume we do more damage if we're up close. Alright, how do you want to dodge the blue? What is the best way to have the best result here? In between, just two. You're not just trying to get out of any of them. Is there an order of when the blues happen, or is it just on a timer? Oh, look at the very middle of the boss. The things open up. Like, pop, pop, pop. We can use those hatches. That's fucking dead. Did the sides even shoot? So I think what they're doing there especially was just, being closer is probably doing way more. Because look at the shot limit down here. Look how long the laser is. The fake-ass laser. Look at it up here. Shit's fucking instant. It's always the same time? Okay, sweet. And we have that visual telegraph, too. Oh, this shit feels so... I love abusing shot limit shit like this. Well, it has a sound effect, too. That's, like, notable. Like, look at those two hatches. They open up. We move down. We just sit in the middle, too. We can't run into here. This boss is so much easier than the last one. That's crazy. I'll do the boss one more time. We'll see if we could get, like, one run through this stage. We'll probably die to a bunch of things. 97% destroyed of the boss? Or for the whole stage. Let's see that boss one more time. So we just sit up here and it probably just fucking dies. Since we can hit it, like, we can sit on top of the turrets, we could just do this shit all day. What happens if... Does that thing shoot a shot? Or does it just fuck off? It goes away. Yeah, there's no reason not to do this. Oh, there's the reason. So there's two blue right away. How long's till the next one? Like, maybe we sit back just a slight bit so it's easier to react. Or we could just memo when to go. Either way, that boss seems super easy. You see the damage difference by just being up there and actually getting the no shot limit? Look at this. Look at the difference between when you're back here. It's not real Toaplan game until you have this. Actually, let's just blind go through this stage till we die, just to check it out. I was scared those would shoot from the very bottom, because they kind of slowed down at the bottom there. This looks like we want to get off laser freaking ASAP. And the background, I always felt like I should hate the backgrounds in this game, because I'm like, it's just all gray pipes. But there's always like a little small, like it's super detailed enough that's interesting. I'll do one more, I just want to see more of the stage. Like, we probably grab missiles here, maybe. But these ones are detailed enough, and shit feels good to hit. And there's the parallax with the pipes that makes it extra cool. Wonder how long this game would take to learn. There's probably so many tiny things to account for, since there's so much sniping in this game. But, like, the general strategy doesn't seem bad. It's probably just ironing out all the tiny things probably takes a super long time. Will you shoot down here? You will. So there's probably just... We probably just sit on the side so it doesn't. While they could shoot, like, really low on the screen, you still, like, they can't shoot, like, completely off screen, I don't think. Maybe if, like, a little bit of them showing, they probably will. This one's cool. Stage reminds me of Samurai Aces for some reason. Out of all fucking games. So this is just points if we repeat the same power-up, right? Like, I'm assuming we're maxed right now power. But really, just picking up the same power is just deleting it so we don't accidentally get the wrong weapon. Like, I should hate this stage because it's all so gray, just in random factory shit. But, like, it keeps rotating what type of a section we're in. Like, we're at the pipes, then we're at that one glass section, now we're here. Some of the later... Yeah, look at this, like, up ahead. I really want to know what these blinking lights look like on proper CRT. Any single pixel stuff in games like this always have, like, really cool effects on them when you play on CRT, or even with just, like, a filter. Woo! I thought I bombed pretty early. All right, let's check out how you do this. Actually, we're going to do stage 3 and see if we actually remember anything. So this was stage 3. So we came here from napalm because we were killing the last boss with napalm so we could kill the turrets. When did we want to swap? I'm pretty sure we swapped missile right away. As soon as we saw missile? Or did we hold napalm for 2? That's where we got write shit down. These taking out one at a time are probably easy. Alright, I'm leaning the left. It seems like every time these green enemies are here, it's like that. Where are the rotating dudes? Not yet. But this should just... maybe we sit up top because they aren't shooting anything. We could guarantee we kill it before it shoots. We probably don't pick missile at this point, but let's see. Yeah, now that I think about it, I think we're still on napalm. But let's see, if these things die reasonably, then I don't think there's a reason to napalm here, maybe? Dude, shit just feels good to hit in this game. Now we're to the part where it's probably... this is probably the agony for everybody doing runs of this game, or like enemies like these. Is there a big stream coming up? We're sealing one side and then we move. Can I just hold the other side? We can. I was worried about maybe we have to account for if like that right one could shoot. But no, they only shoot one shot, so maybe it's fine. We don't need to like stress over being really close. Ooh, those we do. What was the strategy for those? Was this the double where we just wanted to be on the side? Just for those two. Let me peep real quick. I want to see. Because I think that is a different section than what I was thinking of for where we're sealing them all on a side. So we do stick napalm. This was the... did our missiles just kill him super fast before? Because I felt like that section didn't have as many of those. I think our missile was just hitting a bunch of them. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so this middle enemy, we're going to be in the middle anyway, because that's the only thing on screen and it's a priority target. So the way we'll remember what to do is we're just going to be in the middle, and then we're like, oh yeah, it's the red enemy. We'll move up, and then back down, and we go left. And we only have to deal with one of those spinny guys. Alright, let's die on a part that's unrelated to that now. So like, if a game was completely like this, where it's just space background, I wouldn't care too much. Like, something like Tatsujin is kind of hard because of having, like, a background like this. But this game, you're constantly going to some kind of a space platform. There's some kind of shit in the background. If it is just in space, then it's probably some big-ass space battle going on. When I was a kid, my favorite thing were the giant-ass space battles. When, like, Battlefront 2 came out, the original one, not the, like, EA remake. See, that's why we want to be up top, so we could kill that at a good pace. Ah! When Battlefront 2 had actual space battles, I, like, lost my shit. Because the 1 didn't have any of those. We did enough damage on here. We didn't kill it, but it doesn't matter. It takes one dip there. So, spinning enemies after this, right? We kill these two, and then we sit up top. They only shoot once. So as soon as we dodge one shot, we have complete control of where they're going to move. And then once we get the bunch of them like this, we sit up here, and then once it's dangerous, hard movement. They don't like to move down there. You see, I was right below it, and it decided to move hard and to the left. Okay, so big enemy here, so we're middle. So we're killing that one. The other ones didn't come in. All right, why didn't they come in? Is there rank? I don't think we've died in this. Is it random? That's gonna fuck with me. Okay, we go off on the sides to kill the rails. I need those. Rail section should be easy with these now. These feel so good. They're like wide enough to be a wide shot, and they're not slow enough to feel like they can't get to things in time because they're... Oh, we need to seal these. Ah! If we went for runs, we would need to hard route those. We would need to hard route, like, which rails appear when. How are you two doing? There's no... This seems fine. Now, where are... There's more circular enemies, right? Coming in. We want to pick up a laser right here. Oh, God. Ah, fuck it. Where's laser? So that power-up... I guess they did put 2 power-ups here. I don't think we're max. We're going to find out how much the power loss matters. This will be interesting. Since we powered up twice because we got lucky where we died. That section was the part. We'd have to memo which section is right before the spinny ones. So we're going to make sure to be on the left side. Oh my god, that shit was shooting. Maybe we don't move up here like this till that middle part is dead, because the middle's not regenerating. So this is after a death. You think the bullet... You think the rank's a thing? Look at the bullet speed. I can't tell if it's faster or if I'm making it up in my head that it's faster. Wow, that shit exploded even with low power. Dude, and Gundam battles are so good. You know what's crazy is I never cared for mechas. Hathaway Part 1, I haven't seen that. I had a period where I was going through all the early mechas just for the sounds. What up, caffeine? Like, I used to... What I've found is when I was a kid, I thought I was more mature than I was. So, like, if I saw, like, Transformers as a kid, or literally any mech, I would think it was stupid, because I'm like, well, like, scientifically that shit doesn't work. Like, it just doesn't work. And, like, why would you build, like, a humanoid mech rather than, like, something that'd be more practical? I would look at shit like that and be like, this is dumb. This looks stupid, and people like it just because it's like, haha, look, fun mech thing. Well, as I grow up, I have a way greater appreciation of that shit. Even with, like, just visuals and shmups. Like, when I was, like, high school playing shmups, and all I had played was Toho, I would be like, does this game have bullets in it? No, it doesn't. Who gives a fuck? And my dumbass is looking at, like, Dimahu, Rave Force. I initially didn't care for Rave Force because it felt weird to me, and I'm like, this game seems kind of, like, cheap. For Rave Force, which is crazy. And, like, somehow, like, as I grow older, somehow I appreciate the mechs more. You go from seeing the bosses in, what's the Toaplan one? I always want to see Dimahu. It's not Dimahu, that's Rising. It's the, Dog Yun. Like, the Dog Yun mechs, when I played that when I was, like, high school, just, like, flicking through random MAME games. And I'm like, this is just some random assortment. Some artist was bored and it's just like, let's put pipes everywhere and fucking there's plates everywhere. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. It's shaped like a scorpion. And I was like, this shit is so stupid. And now I look at Dog Yun and I'm like, I live for this. It looks so cool. I'm like, look at the giant ass Dog Yun boss. It looks so sick. Or like the golden mech coming out of the thing. Like, I don't know what I was smoking before. It's so funny how, like, I did the backwards thing. Going from, like, oh yeah, when you're young, you see a big mech, and you're like, whoa, that's cool. Now my current thing that gets me excited is just, it's not Gundam-related things, it's Gundam sound effects. I literally watch Gundam for the sound effects. It's not really Gundam sound effects, it's basically just everything in the 90s. 90s sound design is fucking awesome. There's something about it, and it's in fucking everything. And since all these 90s shmups are in that time period, they all use that. Fucking PC Engine is full of them. Psycho is full of that kind of effects. Shmup Taste of Middle School are wonky, too. Shit changes when you have a bigger perspective on things. Real quick, I'm just peeking here. He kills the middle, and then he moves up to point blank. Okay, let's look at the next stage. Stage 3 seemed, rotating guys were a problem. The boss was easy. Stage 3 seems cool. I want to peep Stage 4. You thought Thunder Force 4 Backshot was the craziest gameplay change? It kind of is. That game has a lot of back enemies. Oh, fucking Thunder Force was one of the... I got into retro games. Retro games were before my time. What I mean by that is I grew up in the GameCube era. So I don't have any nostalgia for SNES or PS1. I grew up, and the earliest things I could... Like, I had a computer, because my parents had computers and stuff. But I basically grew up at the tail end of Nintendo 64. And, so, like, I don't have any appreciation of these. However, one of my friends in elementary school, his dad had a SNES with, like, shit like ActRaiser 2, Castlevania 4, and stuff like that. And then I had an old MAME computer with shit like Thundercross on it, Sonic Wings 1, Air Duel, Mega Man, the arcade one. Fucking, I'm pretty sure, Shadow Dancer was on there. I'm pretty sure Garaga worked on there. I have memories of Garaga. So he switches. This is one of the few times we actually use... This is the best shot in the game. We're not going to be using it, really. Because, you're supposed to use it the whole game. The reason this replay is interesting is because it doesn't. This shit just covers everything you want, and whenever you want damage, you just go up top and kill shit. I'm just looking for when... We just swap missile right after. We're here and swap... Or, we stick missile. This was the part we died on. We just need to be aware of the Zako movement. You see, he baits everything on the side and gives movement to move in the middle. We're not going to remember that once we get there, but that's, we're planting shit so that we could think about it when we do remember. So I got into retro games through Classic Game Room. That shit was, like, super peak in, like, 2010 or 11 or whatever. Like, that shit was magical. I got, like, an Atari 2600 with, like, a fuck ton of games. That shit was super cheap. Yeah, Classic Game Room was something special. And one of the games they were always on was Thunder Force. So Thunder Force was, like, the one shmup I really looked at. We want wide here. Let's just state the once we get the point. Yeah, his studio was cool. And the whole Truxton... I remember the Truxton thing. Finding out the Truxton... Like, more actually what Truxton is. But, that's where Thunder Force, I, like, learned about that. And, you know what's weird? I thought Musha was terrible when I first played it. I was so goddamn bored of Musha, it was fucking crazy. And this was before I played bullet hell games. For some reason, just stage 1, you just don't really have that much of a threat attacking you. And the stage is somewhat visually simple. Like, you're flying through it really fast, but it's kind of the same stuff over and over. So I just, like, tuned out before the end of stage 1, and that was my first Musha experience. I thought Musha was, like, a whatever game. I'm like, it's supposed to be good, so I guess that's why it's expensive, whatever. You thought the same about it? It's like a... It says something about first impressions. Like, the music's banger and that stuff feels good, but it might be too easy, that first stage. The second stage is one of my favorite shmup tracks. That shit is so good. And then, like, once we have better perspective on Compile, and better perspective on, like, these side enemies are the problem. We're gonna mostly think about those. Let's just state that here, because I don't want to get stuck in a loop there. I want to see, how do we handle the section where it's, I think it's right as we get missiles. That's the part I'm curious at how that works. Alright, let's see if they're random. So there we had missiles after 1. I'm curious if these are random and we have to adapt. If we're going from wide, the routing doesn't change much. So, like, as soon as you pick up the you drop the power up. It's wide into... It is random. So, we have to adapt here. Luckily, these shots function the same for this section, so we don't have to think about it too much. It's not like we're swapping from a straight shot to missile. And it seems like down here is fine. Like, the middle guys aren't a threat at all. The problem is if we don't get it fast enough. So now from this point, is this the one I was thinking about? The one where we wanted to be the sides? No. I think we just still hang out middle. Or maybe we want to stick on a side. Maybe it seals the bullets. Look over here. Do you just hang out on a side? Are you sweeping or are you doing the middle sit? No, you're sweeping. Yeah, it seems like you kill stuff good and less problems. Where was the hardship? Was that when you come up? It's right here once we get to that part. Feel like not having a ship sprite? Yeah, I do like a plane more. Recall not liking shoot 'em ups before Gradius 5. There's a... I don't blame anybody for not liking them before, like, finding one you like. Because shmups are, like, the basic-ass genre. If you don't know anything about them, you're like, alright, you just kind of shoot shit. And then it's kind of bullshit. It's an arcade credit game. It's, like, kind of the impression, I imagine, is, like, the default. Until you, like, find the one. I don't mind, let's find out how you... Where do you want to position on that middle enemy? Because, we could easily dodge the first wave. Alright, we're on the sides. You kill 2 of the sides. Alright, where do you start? You're killing the front 2. You're killing the left. And you're just hugging left until that's dead. Then you can clean them up. That's the best way to deal with it. Yeah, good music, but hard. I do have a feeling... You know, people talk about, like, the retro game influencers who don't play the games. You know that, like, genre of, like, complaints that people have? Like, what I'm thinking of is, like, there's a lot of... When I played retro games, I was so into the idea of getting retro games and setting shit up that I didn't actually play them. It would be like, okay, cool, I got my whole setup. I could play every game now. Now what? Now what do we do? It's kind of like a gacha game when you finally get the character you want, and then you're like, now what? Oh, we gotta play the game now. Well, shit, it's a gacha game, it's bad. That's how I feel a lot of the retro shit by default is. They're like, this game is sick. Stage 1 is cool. They're just showing stage 1, but it's really hard, but it's got sick music and it's expensive. So then, like, and then move on to next game. Like, for a while, I just played, like, stage 1 and 2s of things, and it's like, oh, okay, cool. And, like, never sat down to learn shit. Sitting down to learn shit, suddenly it's like, okay, now we can stretch these games, like, out for fucking ever. I will never get to all the games I want. I've been doing way too much Cave, and I still have not even remotely touched, like, half of Cave. Every game was credit feeders. Yeah, it's a thing. I think the default is you just assume they're credit feeders. And I was talking about it on a past stream, that the popular, like, American games was shit like Gauntlet. So it's like, which is a credit feeding game. So it's like, or like Smash TV. So it's like, they had a different, like, I don't know. I only know this by just what people have said, but people say that, like, in Japan there was more, like, designed to actually 1cc, not like some crazy people are trying to do it on 1/4. But, like, I think the default is just to assume that a shmup is a credit feeder. And then it's a bullshit shmup if it doesn't have unlimited continues or something. Retro handheld community. Yeah, there's a bunch of channels that are just like every single handheld. They're like whole channels just setting up a handheld and then move on to the next handheld to set up. Which, like, that's cool. There's nothing wrong with, like, that in itself. It's just like, you don't get to play the games. There's some cool games. And they're cool past stage 1 and 2. And they're not impossible. Dude, So even after we've done all these hard ass shmups, I've been in like for NES games. For some NES games are still magical to me, and like SNES era platformers for like being that super hard NES hard trademark shit. And like, dude, it would. I broke that instantly once I learned Contra Hardcore. It took me 2 hours to learn a route, and I was learning the harder version of the game. That's not a brag. That's just a like, oh, these aren't like as fucked up as some of the shmups we've done. Like you could hella route these and they're totally fine. It's just like they're mad turbo hard relative to most stuff. And like if you play those back in the day, you can't save state through them on your console, and there's no like finding a route. It's just you kind of just play them and they're hard as fuck. Nowadays it's so easy. You just look up some constructed route somebody has that fucks up the whole game. The cope about it. Yeah, I assume any retro gaming conversation on Reddit's gonna be from like it's gonna be half of our side where we're like super into the game stuff, and then the other half is probably the like more collecting side or just setting up side. Lately played Metal Slug 7, could get to 4 boss, 5 credits on normal. Those later, everything past like 1 in Slug seems insane. They keep kids renting the same games. Yeah. Final Fight was made for American credit feeders. You know, Final Fight, I was just talking about that with one of my friends yesterday. We're talking about like beat 'em ups. I'm like, dude, Final Fight is so fucked up. That game is crazy. You know what I was looking at? Does anybody here know what this arcade is from? You see the shit in the background? I didn't make that. I stole it. Give a hint. It's from Junya. Is his name Junya Ito? Or am I mixing up names like a bigot? It's the. This is one of the second to last stages in the Sailor Moon beat 'em up. I was looking up routes of the Sailor Moon beat 'em up because I want to stream some beat 'em ups as along with these because they're a genre I don't know. I need more experience in clearing, and they're cool. And I don't know as much about them as compared to shmups. There was a Peck just came out with the King of Dragons video for the hardest. I was a King of Dragons is my favorite arcade game. We were going to stream that super soon. That game is so fucking good. It's unbelievably good. Super, super good. And like I was looking up like speed runs for it too. They got some cool ass tech to make a 50-minute game like a 20-minute game. Hardcorp's NA version is mad fun. That's the one I was doing. I want to do a hardcore stream where we try to beat all of the routes. It would be so much easier with JP version, but if we're gonna do all the routes, we want the dialogue, and like that game. To be honest, in hardcore, like that's a routing game. Like the only reason you get hit in that game is because you fucked up. It's not like I don't know. At least with the route I did, I just copied Pete Han's one route he did, and then I was looking at that one guy who does a lot of. It starts with the A, like Anthrax. It's not Anthrax. I fucking forgot his name. It's the Streets of Rage 2 guy. He has like routes for every single one. Unlimited continues for games that increase that throws you off once in a while. Throws you off like in what sense? Super C was first no death. Super C is really cool. I need to go clear. Yeah, Anthropants. Super C, I'm both interested in the arcade, and I haven't cleared NES Contra or NES Super C. Because once again, back to NES Hard, everybody's like, whoa, you can beat Contra without the Konami code? Impossible, when it's like you have more than enough to beat that game. And I already I got the arcade version. Dude, the arcade version, if you haven't seen it, it is 4 minutes long. A normal run's like 12 minutes, but the speed runs are like 4 minutes long. You hold right the whole time. You don't even pick up spread shot. It's super funny. XX is very hard. Guilty Gear XX? Or a Mission 3 and 5 credits. What is XX? Zezex? Here's some. I can't type X in because I had to use some auto hotkey shit because of RetroArch. RetroArch Autofire. I'm sure you can get it to work, but it don't work. Oh, Metal Slug XX. Yeah. Oh, I haven't tried any of the post 6 Metal Slugs. You didn't even tell them Metal Slug 1's the easy one. They're U1CC, they couldn't comprehend it. Oh, it's a quarter muncher. I mean, there's like surely like they probably just never looked at a replay of it. Yeah, the Slug games are hella designed with it. Like, they even nerfed the bombs past, like, the first game, because they're like, people are deleting our bosses too fast. Even just with the one. You haven't seen Arcade Contra runs? Alright, you want to see some funny shit? Alright, let me pull this up. We're gonna watch the entirety of Arcade Contra, which sounds like a thing, but, it's fucking 4 minutes long. Yeah, it is so short. Why is it Tate? I'm okay with it being Tate just because it's different and because better Contra on NES isn't. Just hardware, just like just they wanted to just fuck it, we have this hardware. Well, what is other Contra? What is the Contra hardware on? Was that when Konami was doing Ajax? Is this Ajax hardware? Here, what year was Contra Arcade? Contra Arcade's 87, and then Konami shmups. What Konami shmups were at the time? Black Attack, Ajax for your verticals. Yeah, I guess it does feel very Ajax. Like if you put those side by side, you can feel them being similar. Ajax is a funny one. I feel like Ajax was ahead of the time, but slightly jank at the same time. Like Konami visuals, I feel like were much better than other stuff had looked. Where did you go? All right, let's pull. I'm losing my mind. I'm showing the Contra run. Here it is. All right, look at this shit. This is like the funniest run. If you really want to, I don't think the world record is hard to take in this because there's only like a couple places, and here like I fucked up on the waterfall stage. I'm like tripping balls. Right here it is. All right, are you ready to watch an entire 1cc in 4 minutes and 6 seconds? Look how funny Contra Arcade is. I'll bump it up. I made it quiet as shit. Look how funny Contra Arcade is. So you literally just hold right this whole stage. And like every once in a while you have to kill a dude. I don't know if there's like some lag that caused by shooting, but I tried just not shooting. So like that's a whole stage. And you pick laser. You would think you pick spread shot because it's goated in all the games. But laser here is unbelievably fucked up. It does so much damage. And because you don't need to tap, you don't have to worry about like the psycho shit they do in like Contra speedruns on NES. I do think Tate is pretty cool for like these sections. This was, if you play an older version of MAME, all of these enemies, they shoot a bullet to the hard right of the screen. So a lot of the speedruns have them all shooting just off screen. This is like one of the hardest parts of the game. Yeah, Konami music banger. I wish I could bump it up louder. This is like a setup to kill this shit fast. There's only a few points in the run where your actual, like, there's variance based off your performance. This shit, there's some weird shit. If you hold neutral jump, and then at the very last peak of your height, you tap left or right, you actually go higher. So you can skip certain platforms that you otherwise couldn't by just jumping straight up. This is the part I fucked up in my run. I jumped at a bad time. I shot and then jumped up, and it just made the laser spawn down instead of like getting like 2 at the top. Contra is vertical. It is. The arcade version of Contra and Arcade Super C are vertical games. NES is NES, so it's what you expect. This game is also crazy faster. Like, all those NES end stages are all just combined into one stage. I don't know why. They just said, fuck it. We'll just have it run till the end. This is oddly easy to do right here. You'd think that's like super precise. It's not. This is the hardest part of the game, other than the other hardest part of the game. You have to perfectly land these lasers because there's just enough time to get the exact number of ticks of the laser on those before they die. You have invuln here. Shit just fucking dies with laser. You have to do one quick tap there. This is the only reason why this run did good, and it's on this stage right here. There's some tanks up ahead. Look at these tanks right here. Basically, what determines if your run's good or not is how fast can you tap forward after the tank dies. You ever play Outzone? I've been thinking about Outzone and Fixate. I want to find I'd probably just copy the Jamer's run. But I don't know if we'd do that or a survival run. I saw a run that uses the flail the whole time, but I heard the flail is bad. I don't know if it's actually goated or if it's just a weird run. Check out this setup. If you jump on that one point in the background, the boss jumps over you. You don't have to fight him. And look at this. It just happens to automatically be timed. There's no RNG here. This is all static. It's perfectly timed so that you can just hold right. And it looks like you're bumping all these spikes upwards, but it's not. It's literally just timed that way. This shit is so funny. The whole game is just holding to the right. It's literally, can you do the waterfall? Can you tap right on the tanks? And can you not get fucked up by these aliens? These aliens are the most stupid part of the game. I got lucky and they went off screen, but they can come from behind. And they just, like, they're really hard to hit and they kill all of your time. But you see the whole, like, there's no, like, stage 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever in the NES. It's just... We're here. They just combined all that shit. Boom, that's a 4-minute 1cc. Even if you play it safe, shit's like 10 minutes long. Super C's like that too. I don't know what the Super C... I looked up the speedruns of Super C. And they, the speedruns of Super C use Autofire. I wasn't sure if that was allowed since it's like a whole speedrunning thing and they don't like that shit for normal games. Contra Arcade's kind of janky, though. Super C Arcade is dog shit? Oh, damn. What's up with Super C Arcade? I wanna look up the run of it then. Curious. Bad game design? Oh, shit. Fine, Contra... I wanted to get a Super Contra run also. But I wasn't sure if they'd allow rapid fire or not, and it's a big difference. Not like you don't have the laser. Only 8 active players for NES. They got a shit ton of runs. Or 17 runs on NES. And then behold, I can't even find the arcade version. Alright. Run. I found it. It's Super Contra, not Super C. Oh, they do mention Autofire. This is Edo87. He's got the top speed run. We're gonna check this out for a split second. If you look up the top speed run on there, that's what this is. What in the fuck has happened? Alright, I guess not. I borked OBS. How much time we got? I'm gonna fuck around with the rest of this stage. Our two games we're mostly working on. This one is one that's been Viper Phase 1. It's been one I'm super curious on seeing, like, I'm curious exactly how hard it is, which has been interesting going through this. It's like it's interesting because like the Zakos are like the real issue that we have to lab around, and some of the bosses like we want to really know what we're doing. But so far, it doesn't seem that bad. Been pretty good so far. It's a cool ass game. I'm pulling back up the replay we're looking at. Well, we're just fucking around with like doing somewhat routing on the earlier stages, and we're currently on stage 4. 3 was not bad outside of some spinny Zakos. We're doing a run where we pick up a bunch of... We pick up all kinds... There it is. We're doing a run where we pick up all the power-ups you're not supposed to pick up. Like shit like napalm. Because it's cooler, instead of just picking wide shot the whole game. I'd have to look again at real runs if they continue just using wide shot. I'm not too sure. Oh my god, here's the... We're just about to get to the glass part, right? That's where we ended off. Damn it, just get over... I have so many chromes open that OBS can't figure this shit out, but now... Chuck you here. Other games we're working on, I don't expect to just grind this one right away. Because we're working on Toho 12, which is UFO, which is the hardest fuck one. It's really goddamn cool, though. I'm so excited. I'm really stoked to try runs for that. And I'm not going to try speeding through them. I'm going to try having like a really good route and spending time with it. Because this seems like the best one. And I want to enjoy a good route. Instead of like, we were suffering through Toho 11 if you watch the last 2 streams. Because we kind of picked a route really fast that would be good for deleting the game, except we didn't give ourselves enough time to learn all the intricacies of it, which means we just kept dying to shit. We just kept dying to unrefined shit. Here's a replay we're copying, it's in the description. You played any Doom Slaughter maps? I haven't played Doom that much in general. I played Brutal Doom when that was first being a thing. Alright, so the part we're at, let's reorient to where we are. So we're here, and they seem to be sweeping side to side on these red enemies. The rockets could have felt like they're too slow to like be worth it as a wider shot. I'll put a state here, because there's a big gap there. It'd be annoying to wait to get to this memo part. It seems like we just move against the grain on these, and then for these two, I guess we just sit one direction. This was kill those two and then sit on one side. That's the part we were labbing out. So we get to these. I guess we can move along with them just because of our missiles. So we kill one after they're done, kill the other. We kill one side, and then maybe this other one doesn't shoot. So, like, let's wait a bit. Will you shoot if I come up on here? Can we completely ignore that red one on the side? If it can, then that's like, we get killed the rest of the shit without shooting. So, like, if I just sit here, will you shoot? You will. Will you shoot, though, if we completely keep you off-screen? That's something you always talk about, the Raiden off-screen bullets. But I'm pretty sure if they're, like, off-screen, it should be fine. Like, let's do this, where we just ignore it. If it's, like, right here, yeah, it doesn't shoot us. We probably still want to just go kill it, though, because then it seems like it's weird to kill that middle enemy. Like, that's fine if we let that one get a shot off, it seems like. So, we stick one side after those are done. And then we probably just lean towards killing you. And then we could come back around here. Our movement speed's enough that we dodge the wider bit. Alright, how the hell are we gonna deal with this section? Alright, big enemies here. That's not the kind of strategy we want to be doing. It's so tight there. Alright, now we get to check out this one. This was the part I was curious about. How are we going to deal with this, like, yellow glass section? So the part we were just doing with these big enemies here. This is about what we were doing. Except he kills that top left red pretty fast. And then, yeah, he sweeps over. Your movement speed's good enough. These guys I thought would be a problem, but are not. Do we swap weapons? Survey says no. We stick missile. We can point blank one of those. That's cool. I always like that. Point blank one. We're mostly just focused on the blue bullets and cutting before the next wave of the Zakos show up. But now, did we get to this point? I'm pretty sure we died before. From here is where you're sitting middle, moving down. Once we have the big gap, that's where we'll start doing that. Oh, we're actually reasonably far in the game. Not like refined, like I couldn't do the first 4 stages like right now. But I do appreciate some shorter games. So if we go late like this, is it still fine? It probably is. Like that left one just shot an extra shot, but since it shot around, there's no biggie. Ooh, that's a thing we have to think about. So maybe we should make sure we're absolutely sure. After these discs are dead. So like, okay, they end whenever it's 2 of them going in. So see how it's 1 at a time? 1 up there, 1 on that side, 1 on that side. Now it's 2. So let's lean towards the side so 1 dies right away. We stay there to kill that. Now it's only 1 of you. At this point, this isn't low enough to give us a terrible angle. Nothing's happening here. We want the... Where are the big dudes? Let's wait till they show up after the middle ones come in. I'll put a... Do we have a state that's closer up? We don't. I'll put one after this section. So it's just 1 wave, 1 wave. Now it's 2 waves. We lean on 1 side. We're killing that top one. All those top are dead. This thing can die on the side, and it moves into our main shot. This shit dies without a problem. Now here's the real shit. I guess we just move in between the waves, and then once we see 2... No, it's not. Alright, let's check. When do the big enemies spawn? We need like a hard indicator. We could go by how much the top area has progressed into the screen. But if we want something more definitive, let's count how many waves there are. Maybe that'll be a bad idea, because we might forget how many there would be. Alright, it's after the wave on the right side. You see, none of them are coming from the right until that very ending one. As soon as that happens, we rush one of them. We stay over there, because he's going to move into you anyway. We take the time to kill the blue turrets. But when we move back, we only have to kill newly spawned turrets. And then we get in the middle past that point. And then there's like a break, and we'll figure out what to do after the break. So left, now they're probably gonna be right. After the right's dead, we move up. We try not to pick up that power-up on one we don't want. I didn't stay on the side to kill the tanks. So these are living. Let's do that, but where we actually stay there. So waiting for the Zakos to come out from the right side. Now we move up. I'm gonna grab that missile so it's not annoying later. Let's kill a few of the turrets, and then you move into us. We should try to kill it as we move down there, but that's the idea. Now, this is kind of the break. I'll just put this here. Oh, that's when we need to get ready for both of those happening. Let's see, let's see how many waves it's past that point. So we deal with everything. We deal with the big enemies, we get this first waves of stuff done, and then we got a little bit of a pause. After that pause happens, and we're like just chilling in the middle. When do the wave of two on both sides show? Okay, we won't have to worry about memoing when the two happen, as long as where we're positioned for each one of them is just on one of the thirds of the screen, instead of being like hard middle or hard on a side. Like if we do like this, if we start a section on this, start on here, we might have been ahead of where we were talking about. But starting on those, it seems like we give ourselves room, regardless of if it's just a one wave or a two wave of these enemies from the sides coming in. You pick up a different weapon here. We'll just stick missile right now and just check out what the rest of the stage has to offer, then we'll look at how you actually do it. So they were sitting middle, I'm pretty sure, right? And doing this, you see how both of them came from both sides of the screen? But because we put ourselves on like these thirds of a side, it didn't matter. And like really we're just dodging blue bullets in the like intervals between the side guys coming in. And then that's the boss. Okay, so a power-up happens here. What would we want for this one? Like, let's just check out what the boss has for us, and then we'll peep out what the boss does. I have a feeling this is one you bomb. I'm pretty sure when watching the Actantinopolis video, I'm pretty sure they bomb this shit. Are these destructible? They are. These look like we don't want to have to dodge those. Like, because of the nature of this game, you don't want to be dodging shit. Since their angles can be fucked, we'd rather want the memo shit. I'm actually shocked I'm still alive. That's pretty funny. Alright, how do you actually do that, boss? They picked napalm. We grab napalm, and then we just delete them. This is my favorite shot type. What? The napalm here, even though it obscures everything, not as bad as Raiden fighters, where it's like more extreme. It's still a thing, but there's less like sudden problems happening in Raiden fighters. You two bomb it for safety. At what point do you do the second bomb? So we just sit on him. We move to the other one as soon as it opens up, and this dodge is easy. That's way easier than the middle. The Zakos appear. That's where we bomb. And where do we position after the bomb? We are on the other turret, and then we move down and out. Past this point, you just bomb the remaining dodging pattern, and that's how we don't have to dodge anything. Let's see if we can recreate that. We pick up napalm. I don't know if there are Zakos here, they're just getting annihilated by the napalm. We sit here until the side opens up. Side's open, we move. This should be an easier dodge because the turret from the side didn't even shoot. We bomb the first set of Zakos. We have to do that really fast. We need to be bombing that super fast. I'm gonna save state here so we don't have to worry about picking that shit up really fast. Okay, we do want to be down. We don't want to be right here right away. Just so we killed that front turret. So if I'm here, will the other side shoot? No, it's just you. That blows up, we bomb. We move down so we could dodge that turret before it goes. We bomb again, and assuming I point blanked right, this should die. So if we optimize the point blanking there, do a lot more. So like, let's wait for this front part to die, the one right here. Then we just sit on it for full auto fire. We do an easy dodge. We bomb here. I'm trying to move here more aggressively. We move down. Did I bomb too early? I did. This will be our setup we use. I'll play the second bomb safe, but I'll be super greedy with point blanking here. So right side opens. I could have gone there a bit later. Probably doesn't matter. Move over. Zako show up. We point blank while moving down. We don't want to be too far forward. We don't need to sit on top of that left turret because we can't move down fast enough for those blue shots. So greedy here, greedy. That opens up, we move. I guess the napalm's also doing damage to the middle while we're also fucking about the sides. So we want to be here moving down. See, that angle's way better. We can probably react to the blue and then go in. And by this point, are you dead? You are. Maybe we sit in the middle and that dodges the last wave there. You feel like Ketsui is semi-possible. Need to max the 1-up extend rate. Yeah, Ketsui's a mean one, but the big thing is if you can die without dying with resources, you get the extend off the carrier or the battleship, whatever it is, and you get the extend at the very end. So like the worst thing you could do is die with like your initial full stock of bombs in stock, or dying like after coming back and having 3. I would, even if like the moment you're slightly scared at a dodge, I'd just blow the bombs. I like Gradius 4, where normal felt more like arcade Gradius 3. Dude, 4 seems fucking terrifying. I think I asked him one of the streams that Actame was doing. I was like, is Gradius 4 a rewarding hard game or a painful hard game? I think Chinopolis said it's both. That shit terrifies me. Alright, we killed this side. We're now doing a bunch of point blank. We move here once you come up. I don't know if those are aimed or not. Bomba, we peel off down because that shit actually dies fairly quick. What if we bomb last second? And now, can we just sit middle at this point? Okay, you sit middle, and then I guess we could dip past here. Oh, they're dying, lose the bombs. Sometimes you're forced to bomb after you die just to restabilize the route, like if a bunch of big enemies are on screen. If it's like a boss, though, you have enough iframes to pick up your power-ups again. Well, you do have enough iframes always to pick up your power-ups, I'm pretty sure. But it hurts since you just come back with effectively 2. It's hard, though, to restabilize. Get force used. As long as you stretch out that first life, because your first life you could have like a fuck ton of bombs, but the moment the first life pops, then you're pretty much on like 3. 3 or 2. They like get diminishing since you're less stockpiling them. Ketsui's hard as fuck, but it's one that's hella doable. You keep at it, you can snag that one. Alright. So we're trying to get this... You notice how last time the Zakos didn't appear here, like at this point? Even with the faster bomb from new version, they're still like Raiden Fighters style bomb. Raiden bombs, I assume, would be slower. So we should, just the moment we see blue pop the bomb. What I'm basically doing is just seeing, can we not have to dodge the ending bit? Bomba. Let's peel off of you. If we peel off, though, we might accidentally not kill it. And we might, so middle and then side. You know, that's a fine contingency. We just hang out middle, and then you know when you're late. Bombs come in, you do whatever. Alright, let's let me do that one more time. We'll try a route of stage 4, and then I think we'll probably be done after that. Once we could see how this, we could find all the ways we could die on stage 4. Cool. If I do move over, that didn't seem bad. Do you see the Zako showed up late? I don't know what caused them to show up late. If they're here, though, our napalm seems good enough. The green shit seems good enough to handle it. Just middle, peel off the side. Yeah, even if we didn't optimize damage, that seemed fine. Let's just check out how this stage is. Wow, we did the start of this so long ago. This is the start of stage 4, what we were doing. Man, we're back to the pipes. We were talking about that 100 years ago. Let's see what we can remember. So far, it just seems we sit middle, we're fine. I think we get missiles immediately. We're not switching napalm until... Alright, will you shoot? Okay, you will. Let's focus not on the power-up and seeing how we could try to ninja the power-up out of the top. Let's just kill the enemies on the sides, because the way they were like lined up completely on 2 sides. So we could just sit this laser on them twice. And then like the power-up can rotate back to the one we want, even if it picks up missile early. So maybe... Like is it right here? It's when the music starts kicking in. Let's focus on these guys. You see, they kind of slow down. There's our missile. See, it rotated. So that's fine. We're just gonna die if we just go up to grab them. Alright, what did we want to do past this point? These turrets seem like the biggest issue. Our missiles are just get casually kill the shit in the middle. So I'm more thinking about the sides right now. We'll bait you once, just in case there were turrets on the side. There weren't. There are some here. Oh, we can't panic bomb. For those tanks on the sides, when we do like we eventually do full run of this thing, we probably memorize, oh my god. We probably memorize which tanks show up when, and we just kill those, like, the big enemies are so maneuverable, and we kill them with the sides of the missiles so easily, that I don't think killing those immediately is a priority. We probably just memo which tanks are where, and like what's the best way to handle those. And then we don't have to worry about them sniping off screen or we getting stuck by them. So this is the... Don't worry about that missile, because up ahead is like a nothing burger section. It's just these. Missiles after laser, right? Yeah. So first half of this stage is free. This section we think about turrets. I'm gonna lean on one side, and then let's try, once shit's dead, sweeping over. No, nothing was on that side. I'll just bomb here for it to just get us through. I assume there's gonna be tank on the left side. Shit is spooky. The left side seemed like the dangerous side there. Alright, let's remember anything about this glass bit. Middle's fine. All we have to do are aim shots. Maybe at this point we move side to side for the red enemies. I'm pretty sure that was the conclusion we came to. We don't care for the power-up. We'll just pick it up when it's convenient so we can get it out of the way. Which will be right now. And even these tiny, mid-sized enemies feel fucking sick to shoot. And now we're here. Time to remember... These are... Okay, we're here now. Maybe this was sooner. So we wait for 2, right? It's 2. Now we speed kill one side. Kill 2 on this side. We focus you down. Now what? Now we deal with these. It's like it's past this point, right? The right one. We point blank you. We sit here for the turret. We handle you guys. I'll just bomb. I think handle you very well. Now we're sitting on the thirds because it's the most manipulate. We need to worry about this napalm power-up, so we're gonna move up and around. Alright, so we're on like one of these middle thirds, like vertical thirds. And I think regardless of the pattern we get, we could do the section routeless as long as we just do that. What do you shoot? Your straight shots. We could pick up that missile now. Seems like there's a gap here. So sit middle thirds, middle thirds. This is how we're gonna deal with the turrets without needing to worry about getting walled by these fast yellow shots. This game seems more doable than I thought, but we're only on stage 4. We're like at the halfway point. I always fall into the trap of doing stage 1 and 2 and they're really easy. And you're like, oh, this isn't so bad. And then you do stage like 5 and it's the gatekeeper. Alright, we want napalm. Was there a power-up? Maybe there it is. Alright, we dodge you. We're getting ready to bomb the Zako. The Zako up here, we bomb. We're kind of halfway, so we could dodge the blue. Bomb the blue. Sit middle. Middle here is safe, and then you move out. We're basically there on that. Do you have any way to reach out to other bullet hell players in Japan? I do not. I don't got any connections. You'd have to hit the people who've been in the scene for a while. Closest I know, I commentated with like Twilight EX at Shmup Slam, and I didn't know he was the world record god. A fucking like hell sinker, and then like fuck, what's it called? What's the Escaluda one that's super good? I have it on here. We're gonna try it on stream sometime. I always forget the exact name. Laria Stargazer. He hit the world record of that at Shmup Slam. It's fucking crazy. The things you have to do in that are completely absurd. It's super wild. Alright, so that's stage 4. We kind of got an initial route through the first half of the game to get a feel for what it's like. So far, there's less Raiden bullets on the sides of the screens than I thought. Well, just so we're not looking at this menu screen. There's a lot less Raidening on the sides, which is pretty cool. No bra. Stages are cool. Things feel really good. It didn't seem like we were kneecapping ourselves by using the other shot types instead of using wide. I'd have to compare them to the wide, but it didn't seem bad at all. Maybe it's just because the missile's really good and the other ones shred bosses. But that might be one we fuck with more in the future, because I thought it would be like a... Like, that seemed easier than the first few stages of, like, Raiden DX. So pretty stoked on that, but the current games we're working on right now, Toho 12's gonna be a minute. We're not gonna do it in 2 days like the other ones, because that shit's fucking hard. That's so much stage routing, but if we do, all the bosses just fucking die. They just explode. And then Sorcerer Striker, or we're doing Maho. We're doing the JP version. I'm going through the route of that, but I've already learned that game, and I've already played that game a lot. So it's like, I wanted to try something completely fucking different from what we've been doing so far. That's why we streamed this one today. But before we head out, we have one last thing to do. You guys are probably sick of it, so we're just doing this once. We're just doing this one time. I'm just gonna turbo through this because there's a daily challenge. Hold. We're just gonna blare through one of the daily challenges super fast. I'm gonna see how fast we could go. If I don't know the game, then I'm just gonna random one. Don't know this one, Assault Shell. Ah. This is gun lane. This is I think this is Alpha Mission 2. Ah, it's fucking Ironclad.
3, 2, 1.
This is Leo. This is Blue Revolver, right? I'm almost 100% certain. Cool, it is Blue Revolver. Gotcha, I'll shut that down. Thanks, Kurt. This is Twin Cobra. I think this is the actual arcade one. This is First Strikers. Even though they're similar to the second game, there's kind of a... Oh. I knew it. It was 99, not 45. Artec 2. Our record so far is 19 of 20. We got 20 with everybody, I'm pretty sure. This one I don't know. Bullet Soul. Haven't played Bullet Soul. This is X multiply. Oh no, I can't type X. I can't type X because that's my weird Autofire setup. I got no clue. Reflex, that's a one to remember. Fuck, what's it called? Do you have both names? This game has two names. I just call it Z-Blade, but everybody alternates on the two. Alright, now this is fucking 45 too. Do you hear the audio quality of this? What could it be with that kind of fidelity? Right Gunner. That's a whole, I don't know that game. Evamana. I'm like, it's clearly Toaplan. Ooh, this one. Wait, I'm fucking dumb. Wait, why am I so bad? It's fucking Bachra. Wait, is it? Why? This is stage 1 Bach Rage, right? Or am I stupid? I feel like this is so familiar, but I just cannot put a visual. No, that's Bach Raid. It's Dimahu, that's why. It was Other Rising. Oh, I'm so dumb. I don't think it's Dragon Saber. I don't know this game. Fuck it. Raiden. This is This is 2, right? Yeah, it's 2. Kingdom Grand Prix is actually a game we gotta do sometime. I got no fucking idea what this game is. I'm clicking on the first name I don't recognize. Maybe it's fucking Dragon Maid. It's always Space Invade. Alright, that was one of the shittier ones we've done. The pool keeps increasing. This shit gets terrifying now. Alright, that was pretty cool. We got way more of this game. It's hard to learn while also yapping, but it's also super fun. and we actually learned a shit ton. We got like half the game, the basic routing of the first bit. We'd have to go back and like really nail stuff down. But we have an idea of how the game feels and plays. It's pretty cool. All right, I'm either gonna come back with it might be a few days. I'm either coming back with Maho, Toho 11, or a beat 'em up. If those are taking too long, I might do King of Dragons this week. We shall find out. Anyway, thanks everybody for popping in. This has been super cool. A lot more people interested in Viper Phase 1 than I imagined. Turns out shit's just pretty fucking cool game. It's like the Raiden style, but without like just feeling like why don't you just make a Raiden game? No, like feels it's very much feels like its own thing, which is super cool. Anyway, thanks a bunch everybody. Good luck on whatever runs you're working on.